Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
And here we go.
Live from the Hollywood foothills of North Carolina, welcome to a very special bonus edition of the Confirmed Epic Podcast. We are actually live and in person today.
Is this a bonus episode?
It's a bonus episode.
This is a live episode?
Well, it's live as in we're in the same room recording. We're not broadcasting
I assumed you were
live.
holograms.
Yeah, me too. Andrew,
I assumed this was a fever dream.
If you can't tell, first time in a long time, especially in person, it is Andrew Stokes, also known as
Andrew Stokes.
And his lovely partner right here, Miss Kate McCall, also known as...
Still, just Kate McCall. That's me.
All right, just Kate McCall. That's her new nickname. Just Kate on Twitter right now. The reason this is a bonus episode, Andrew asked, is this a bonus episode, is because we don't know exactly when this will be coming out. We know it will be coming out the last 3-4 days of April.
Why don't you just number it then, though? Like, this is epic. This is the Confirmed Epic Podcast episode.
Because it's special, Andrew. Stop ruining
it's
things.
special, but we normally number the top 10s.
I'll tell you why I'm not numbering it. Because
Okay.
I've went in and I've done like a month's worth of podcast work in the past 2 days.
Yeah.
And I have it labeled bonus episode. And when I have a screaming, crying new infant, I don't want to go in and renumber it. I'm recording 4 podcasts this week, Andrew.
Oh, brag about it.
Well, it's fun. I mean, it's a hobby, but I mean, I had the Age of Ultron revisited. We have this one. Jerry and I are doing 2 confirmed craps. That way, if I miss 3 weeks or we never come back at all, which is a possibility for this podcast.
What?
No, then I'll have plenty of content to put out there. But it's been forever since the 3 of us have been together.
Well, when this comes out, if we can get hashtag not my bonus trending, I'd appreciate that. Timothy, if you can get on that.
Yeah, Timothy, the guy who's won every single one of our contests.
Jacob Probst has won one.
Yeah. I tried to give out a free sealed 4K copy
I saw this.
of Shape of Water.
Yeah.
And my friend Will, who's been on the podcast, was like, if nobody claims it, can I have it? I'm like, sure, but I figured somebody would claim it.
Wait, what? This is
Why
up for
did I
grabs?
not know about this?
Timothy Belmont tried to claim it like 3 times, and I finally just like, Tim, you've won enough stuff.
Oh, you should give it to Tim.
I gave it to Will.
We just lost our only listener.
I'm like, is he our
And
only
you gave it to
listener?
Will? What about me? I want to watch this movie. I mean, I don't have 4K, but, you know.
I went and
Who
started.
cares?
I got depressed because nobody was entering this contest, so I went and looked at the numbers. I told you the numbers yesterday.
Yeah, we have good numbers. I was surprised.
Well, they're not good. They're good for us.
They're good enough that somebody would want a free copy of Shape of Water 4K, you'd think.
But I was thinking about this. So, one of my favorite podcasts is the Slash Filmcast.
Never
they
heard
do
of it.
Blu-ray giveaways all the time.
Yeah.
And they have about 10,000 to 30,000 listeners, depending on the
Is
topic
that
of the
all?
episode. Yeah. And they usually only have about 20 to 15 entries to their contest. So if they have that many listeners and only that many entries,
We
think
should have
about
at least 40.
Kate, have you ever entered a contest for something like that, for a podcast, or like called in on the radio or anything like that?
No.
Have you?
Yes.
What
once.
was it?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh, no. Tell us.
No, I'm
Tell
not
us.
gonna say.
Tell us.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was for an adult comedy podcast, and so
Was it Knocking Boots?
It was a Knocking Boots
Okay.
podcast.
All right.
So if you're familiar with that, then you probably know what the contest was. If you're not, those episodes aren't available anymore. So
Unfortunately.
My dad enters those a lot.
It was
Does
like
he?
Yeah.
the
Does he win a
Knocking
lot?
Boots.
No.
Oh, he
Knocking Boots.
Yeah, my dad. No. Radio contests. He enters them all the time.
I won one radio contest. I won tickets to the very first Charlotte Bobcats game, which wasn't much to see.
Who'd they play?
The Washington Wizards.
Okay,
It was
so the Pelicans.
no, they're still the Wizards. They
No, I
go
know,
back
but,
and forth. Oh, yeah, well,
It used to be Pelican, but they weren't around when we were Bobcats, right?
the Wizards?
The
Or
Pelicans.
The Pelicans. They had just come around. The
Okay.
Pelicans had, yeah. So they sucked then, they suck now. But anyway,
Okay.
enough about Charlotte sports.
You want to talk about all the Panthers rumors?
That maybe a guy from Canada is gonna buy them, and
Yeah.
That is not how Canadians sound.
Swedish.
Yeah.
You're to be a fan of the Montreal Alouettes football team, which is a fictional relocation team on Madden 18.
Okay.
All right. So what have we been up? We're going to talk about what we've been checking out. This is a big episode every year because we're going to count down our top 10 most anticipated movies of summer 2018. Probably 7 or 6 of which Kate and Andrew will see, and 3 of which I will see in the theater since I'm going to have 3. A newborn baby.
You'll see 15 of them out of theaters.
Oh, I'll see them all in the theater. I mean, once I'm out of the theater. I've been watching so much crap on DVD, Blu-ray on demand, and that kind of stuff.
Just garbage. Just
some
terrible.
of it has been garbage, but
straight to 4K garbage.
I mentioned this on the podcast last week. We've been having a Jackass marathon, Abby and I.
Wow.
Yeah. We finished Parenthood.
Yeah.
And we were in this sappy emotional state. It kind of ended on a bit of a downer. I was like, we need something funny to take our minds off of it. We proceeded to watch Jackass 1, 2, 3, then 2.5, and 3.5.
I have never seen any of them.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
It's just not my kind of humor.
I introduced Jackass to somebody about a year ago, and while the very first scene was playing, I was like, oh, they're probably too young for this.
I'm guessing it's inappropriate.
Oh, yeah. The movies are even more so inappropriate.
The movies, yeah. The show, I mean, I would say high schoolers for the show. That's when we were watching it probably the most.
That's probably when it came out.
Yeah, but your parents did love you, so I mean.
My parents let me watch whatever the hell they wanted.
Oh, not me. My parents probably didn't know I was watching it. Is probably what it was. I think my older brother took me to the theater to see like one of them or whatever. We watched some of them when they were out of town. So,
it's so funny. Now I'll go over to my mom's house and she'll be watching Game of Thrones on the huge TV with the door open. It's like, Mom, my God.
Are we talking like recent Game of Thrones or first 3 seasons Game of Thrones?
Well, she's just now watching it, so I'm guessing it's the first seasons.
In the first 3 seasons, everybody's nude, dicks swinging everywhere, boobs everywhere, and it's like you watch the newer seasons, not near as much nudity at all.
That's because all the actors have gotten famous and they got those good contracts.
Are they dead? One or the other.
Or they're dead.
They've been killed off on the show, let me clarify. Not in real life. But so what have you guys been up to outside of, movies and stuff like that? Anything fun?
Oh, just
anything
in general. I was going to say lots of Pokemon.
Yeah.
They put out...
You two are the two playing that game still.
There's a lot of people
hang on. My mother plays too.
She's
You'd actually be surprised. There's a large group of people in their 50s to 60s who play that game.
Yeah, my mother plays the game too. Like I don't know. It's kind of random. You know what I mean? I never thought when I was...
Does she really?
She does.
Yeah.
She texted me the other day. Maybe it was a few weeks ago. She was like, "Can you call me? I have a Pokemon question." And I was like, "That's like my favorite text I've ever gotten from her."
Is Charizard still rare?
Right.
That's about my extent of Pokemon knowledge.
No is the answer to that.
No, he's still Charizard's still pretty rare. He's not.
I guess.
He's
Bulbasaur's not. You can get a Venusaur easy.
Yeah, a lot of the grass starters aren't.
No, but they released an update. They've added more stuff to it.
They recently added a very new update, which is they've released Mew to the game, and they've released this whole like research thing, which basically adds like daily quests you can do and stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
And Bradley Page just became a listener of the podcast now because he is the bigger Pokemon fan.
Bradley Page is a shiny Murkrow. Shout out to Bradley on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that means, but I'll give you that. So just Pokemon Go, nothing else real big.
And we've been watching movies, TV shows, whatever. I mean, I don't know, playing a lot of board games.
You were doing pretty good on our 10x10.
We're doing pretty good on that. We played the Fantastic Four expansion for Marvel Legendary.
Which plays into a later topic where I will, only me, will Dreamcast
lead for that.
MCU Fantastic Four. Maybe we'll just start out with that since, we're the top 10 is definitely the meat and potatoes of this podcast. But
I did cook meat and potatoes the other day.
Did you really?
You cooked meat.
I cooked
potatoes.
She cooked the potatoes.
Is Andrew a good cook?
He's not bad, yeah.
He says you're a really good cook.
Aw, shucks.
I'm a terrible cook. Abby's a great cook.
I'll give you your money later.
Yeah, but she hasn't.
Aren't you doing that?
Hello Fresh.
Yeah, you should be learning. Yeah. You should be getting there.
Hello Fresh, man.
Our first sponsor.
HelloFresh is a great No, let me tell you about HelloFresh.
Hashtag ad.
This has turned into a confirmed crap podcast. HelloFresh, so we did it for a week. Absolutely loved it. All the recipes were, they were good to great, I would say. No epic dinners, that's for sure. This is weird, too. Like, the way we're set up, Andrew's on my left, Kate's on my right, and I'm like, my head's going back and forth. I don't want to just, like, look at one of them. But anyway.
I'm sure the audio is
just
great.
Look in the middle.
Yeah, all right. Just at that, like, diaper bag thing, right? No, that's actually a buggy cover for when you take the baby places. They have those now. You're not just supposed to sit a baby in a buggy now. Not like when we were kids.
And I see you have your IT raincoat over there.
Yeah, no, that's actually my school jacket right there.
Okay.
But anyway, first week was fine. There was like some beef tacos in there, but it was like some kind of special sausage or something.
Okay.
And
Swedish?
What else was in there? It was Swedish. I think we had some Swedish meatloaf though. Okay, so we did this for a week. Next week, the food was not as good. Okay, the third week of HelloFresh, the chicken leaked all over the bag.
Oh.
Yeah, and I called, raised hell, got my $60 back, and we proceeded to order Pizza Hut.
That's a lot.
Yeah, $60 for 3 meals. It's basically $20 a meal. I would say that feeds probably two people, 2 portions.
Because we did steak the other day, and you break it down, we paid $20 for 2 big steaks, 2 pounds of potatoes.
Just rub it in, huh? Lifestyles of the rich and famous here.
There's some thick steaks, too.
There were some good steaks.
Good.
What kind of steaks? T-bones?
It's just sirloin, I think.
Sirloin.
I don't recall.
We're not that fancy.
They were thick and marbleized well, and I was like, this will work.
And broccoli, yeah.
Sirloin, the official steak of Cleveland County, North Carolina. No, that would be hamburger steak.
I'm pretty sure shredded pork is the official steak.
But so I don't think we're gonna do. We've talked about trying Blue Apron. It's about $65 a week.
You get $40 off your first order right now with Blue Apron.
If you put in the real Brad Bell as a promo code,
they'll laugh at you.
You will get nothing.
They sent me mail recently. I'm not sure where they got my information from.
So
probably from our
I don't know why you're looking at me. I don't even.
But no, the instructions are cool. It does help you kind of learn how to cook. But
sure,
you have to read them. That's the only thing about it.
Okay,
more
but
pictures.
Yeah, there are pictures.
My thoughts on this is you can get a good recipe on the internet.
But here's the thing, though. Here's what is the one good thing about it.
Okay. You don't have to shop.
Well, but they give you the exact amount you need for your recipe. So when you go and cook something, you buy relish or I don't know, and you have a giant thing of relish that you're never going to use or something.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that is the one good thing about it. So
that's the thing about moving is you get rid of a lot of that extra stuff. So
yeah,
I move
never cleaned out
somewhere.
Your fridge. I remember
you just leave it. Just leave it.
When Andrew first,
and then your girlfriend comes over and she's like, "I didn't know you had a broiler pan." You're like, "Oh no, that's from the people who."
Oh yeah, I
do
have items from the last people that used to live there. Cutting board came from them.
Hey,
which I was gonna whatever.
When you first moved into your house, and I opened the fridge for a month. It was 2 Domino's boxes and 2.
It's probably 1 Domino's and 1 Papa John's.
And 2 of those European beers that I left over there.
Yeah,
are they still there?
Yeah, the beers are.
Oh my god.
The pizza boxes, to be fair though,
they're from WrestleMania 20.
They weren't actually. There wasn't actually anything in them. I just I didn't have trash service at the house. And I didn't want to I was like, I'm having Brad over. I don't want to have pizza boxes just sitting out. So I just stuck empty pizza boxes in the fridge.
And they became decorative at that point.
Yeah, I cut off the front. Now they're hanging on the wall.
But oh my god.
That's not true.
We've just been trying to get ready for this baby. Abby's miserable. Her feet are swelling. She's just so ready for this baby to come. The due date's not to April 25th. Mm-hmm. We've been blessed. Everything's went well. Everything's expected, running on time. Of course, a lot of times your first baby, women tend to go over rather than have the baby sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping if we go over, it will be May 4th. For obvious reasons, Star Wars Day, and the fact that I could see Infinity War.
Yeah, you're free for Infinity War.
Yeah, the first week, if Abby's water breaks in Infinity War, Thanos is, bludgeoning Iron Man or something. But it's been a lot to get prepared. It's so much crap you have to buy, and we didn't have to buy it all. We had showers, and friends bought us stuff, and family bought us stuff. But
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank y'all. That Wonder Woman outfit was awesome that Kate bought Baby Harper, but we're just ready for this to happen, I think, because you just hear here's what you hear. Everybody wants to give you advice about having your first kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it is ridiculous. It's one thing, if somebody like Jerry does, who's giving me excellent advice, because he's not only is he a father, but he's my friend, and I like to hear that advice. And family can be the same way. I like to hear the advice sometimes. But when it is like every person at your work and every person that's just like a so-so friend, like, oh, your life's over, you just wait, get ready for this, that, and the other, which, I mean, that may be the case, but like, I want to discover on my own, and I think that's what the anticipation is. Well, I want to see her.
Babies, raising children, I feel like, are diets where everybody has like their method or their opinion, and it's like it's constantly changing. And it's like, you need to constantly touching the baby. And then your other friend's like, never touch the baby. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's just one of those things. There's so much advice and there's so much you can read. And you could just read it, for the rest of your life, I'm sure, about babies and raising children and stuff. But it's like, you just got to do it. You know what I mean? That's one of the things you always discover growing up is you discover, oh, my parents were winging it the whole time. You know what I mean?
The entire time.
Especially with the first kid, I hear.
Right, yeah.
Lot. So the Nike motto is the same thing for parenthood. Just do it.
Yeah. Same for dieting. Just do it. Quit reading and just do something. Make a change.
So by the time this podcast airs, the kid will have hopefully been born.
Yeah.
I would assume. So who knows then? Maybe it'll be May 4th.
Maybe this will be the first thing he hears. You can play this for the baby when.
Okay, no, don't be dumb. They can hear in the womb.
Yeah.
Play for it now.
Well, whenever I want to leave the room to go to the bathroom, I'm just gonna play old episodes of the Confirmed Epic podcast, so she thinks I'm still in there. No.
She's gonna grow up hating Jason Statham.
Hating Jason Statham. She's going to grow up really liking, what's the guy that plays Ash? Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
'Cause that's all Jerry talks about on the first 10 episodes. So I've been going back and republishing those old, because like,
I've noticed.
The way our iTunes feed worked, we lost, I canceled the old one and restarted it. So it's from 37 to now. Mm-hmm. So I've went back and I've reposted like 1 through 10, I think, to this point. I'm going to do 1 through 36. With help from Gina Wiltshire, a.k.a. Jeaner Beaner, I got all the lost episodes I didn't have.
Oh, even the ones... You don't need anything from me?
No, I need the 2 from you, but those were never aired episodes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so he's got 2 episodes that never aired.
So fancy.
Yeah, so that's been fun going back. And
The Following, is that one of them?
The Following's one, and then Super 8. We reviewed Super 8. It was like me, you, Jen, and was Jerry there?
No, I think we were, as back when Jerry and I lived in the same house, though.
Yeah,
we were in the basement.
Wait, you guys lived together?
What?
Huh? Are you serious?
Spoilers.
All right, so we're going to kind of start out on a normal note here with a couple things we've been checking out this week.
Check checklist? Check. Double checking of checklist? Check.
Kate, what have you been checking out lately? Besides Pokemon Go.
Besides Pokemon. Okay, well, you said things that weren't movies, to be fair.
Yeah, I did, true.
As far as TV, I have been watching the 2nd season of the Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, I love that show. Mm-hmm. No, I've never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. I
really?
figured.
I really have not. What?
Timmy Elephant's in it?
So it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And basically, it's kind of mocking the whole California dieting, gotta be but it's a zombie show. And it's about this woman who's got this, pristine family, great house. She works as a real estate agent with her husband. Oh, I don't remember her name.
Somebody. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. I don't do actors. I recognize her. She's,
Dreamcast the Fantastic Four.
The first time he said that, my mind went to Sega, so it took me a hot minute to even realize what he was talking about. Anyway, this woman is selling her house with somebody, and she throws up like everywhere. And then she finds out the next day she doesn't have a heartbeat.
Drew Barrymore.
Thank you.
And Timmy Oliphant.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Raylan Gibbons. I love Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
He does a good job in the
Timothy
show.
Elephant, yeah. That's what I called him for like 3 years.
Wow.
That's what I still call him.
So anyway, she realizes she doesn't have a pulse. She realizes she doesn't have regular blood, and her family realizes she's a zombie. So the whole thing goes through their very mundane lifestyles as they try to feed their wife/mother human flesh.
So it's a comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
It's
a documentary.
It's excessive as far as a comedy. It's very unrealistic.
So Timothy Oliphant plays her husband?
Yes.
Okay.
I assume. I don't recognize that name at all.
Yeah.
He's Salt and Pepper. He does a good job in the show.
He was in the remake of The Crazies. I mean, did you not see that? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Remember that, Andrew? The Crazies?
No.
We saw that shit in the theater. Okay.
I did not remember it.
Wow, that's Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
Yeah. She looks the same, just older.
She looks different.
Nah,
I
she
guess
just
I
the
haven't
age
seen
does
her in a
that.
while. When you said she didn't have a pulse, I was like, perfect part for Drew Barrymore. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I like Drew Barrymore.
Anyway, this season deals with trying to figure out how she became a zombie to begin with, and also still not be caught for, straight up murdering people.
So you would recommend
Hilarious.
it then?
I think it's fun. I mean, it's not like the greatest show that's ever existed, but
I'm out.
I've enjoyed it. It's funny. It's engaging enough. It's a little weird, and it's starting to go kind of sci-fi with the whole trying to figure out where zombieism comes from.
Yeah. Speaking of greatest shows ever in science fiction, I've been checking out Westworld. Have either one of y'all watched this yet?
No, I really want to. Has the new season started?
No, the new season starts at the end of April. I think April 22nd
Okay, it was April
or
something.
So,
Should I watch it?
well, I've only watched the first episode, so I'm just
Okay.
getting into it. I was going to cancel DirecTV, and they offered me $50 off my bill and free HBO for 6 months. I was like, all right, I'll keep it. Sure, whatever. So I ended up
Sold.
keeping it. Yeah, it was an easy sell. And one of the first shows, I almost went to buy it on the 4K Blu-ray, but I was like, well,
I'll slum it and just watch it on TV.
yeah, I'll just watch it on TV. Like the physical media, I still buy it. I know I'm one
Sure.
of the few people that does. Do you?
I mean, if it's something, there's certain Blu-rays that I still buy.
Justice League.
Yeah, right. If it's something like an action movie or something like that, and it's just a movie I really like, then I'm more likely to want that nice picture. You know what I mean? Like the Planet of the Apes movies, Deadpool, that kind of stuff. So
This show
those are ones I've
is,
bought recently.
I guess the best way to describe it is Jurassic Park in the West.
Right.
And I know this show has been talked about a lot, and it has been broken down and dissected. And again, I don't know many spoilers because I've only seen the first episode. I know they spent a couple $1 million just on the pilot alone, and that was really evident because the cinematography is incredible. The set design is immaculate. Like just you could tell the train, they actually had a locomotive on set. Like this one, part of it was CG, sure. But like there was an actual train there, which I mean, if there's an actual train there, you got me.
I'm just picturing it looking like the rhinos from Black Panther. Like, Brad, this is not practical at all.
Yeah, a lot of practical effects in that movie. But James Marsden's in it, so AKA Cyclops, and James Marsden plays
the original Cyclops.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put a face to that, and I'm not.
Picture a visor
X-Men
that was
movies.
him.
Stop talking.
He was in the first one, and then not in any of the other ones, really.
He's in the first two.
He's in the first three, technically.
Well, he dies in the first two.
And he's brainwashed and off screen for most of two. So he's really in the first one. So
he always gets the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Not just Cyclops, but James Marsden, because in this, I'm not going to spoil, what his actual role is here, but he is definitely the B character to the A plot, I would say. But this show's going to be about AI and just how I think they're trying to. This is just me speculating, spitballing, because I haven't seen it, obviously. I think they're moving toward like the singularity. And the question, so there's people controlling the park, right? Just like Jurassic Park. So there's a lot of people that think there's people controlling the people who are controlling the park. There's a lot of people who think they're like on a distant planet. There's all these batshit like theories that I've read online, and this was like a while ago when the first episode came out, just because I was trying to get a feel for what this show was. But it's by J.J. Abrams and Jonathan Nolan. So if you put Abrams and Nolan on something, I'm gonna freaking watch it. I tried to watch it with Abby, and she was okay into the plot.
I have heard it gets. Like, it wasn't that it's bad when it starts, but that it really it really hits and picks up after a few episodes or so.
Well, if it does, I'm excited because this first episode is incredible. Evan Rachel Wood plays the main actress. She was in Across the Universe. She famously dated Marilyn Manson for a long time.
Famously.
In the 90s, maybe infamously, I should say. let's see, Luke Hemsworth's in this. Anthony Hopkins is
I did know that.
the guy who designed the West. So he's basically like the John Hammond of Westworld.
He spared no expense.
Yeah, he spared no expense. And it's cool because it is based on like a Michael Crichton. I don't know if it was a novel or he wrote the screenplay, but there's an old movie from like 1973 called Westworld. But I'm excited, dude, about finishing this and then maybe watching season 2.
I feel like I'm on the verge of picking up HBO now, and and this is one of the big reasons why.
I can just give you my login, man. You could watch that shit.
Oh, sold.
I mean, that's what Evan used to do for me, but now that I have it, I just, it's on the TV,
then I'll binge watch the crap out of Westworld then. So.
Yeah, you need to watch I think
cancel
really
all my plans.
It. Yeah, y'all are going immediately home after this. All right, Andrew, what have you been checking out, my friend?
I've been checking out a couple things. One I'll mention briefly, which was, this is kind of an older thing. I finally got around to watching American Crime Story, The People vs. OJ.
Oh, yes, I love this.
It was so friggin' good.
It was,
like,
man.
for such a, a story that I know so much about it already, especially the big points, it's still, like, really had me going, it really had me, like, I want to say on the edge of my seat, but almost for some of the parts of this.
The edge of your seat in your white Ford Bronco?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, that episode specifically was like, I know how this turns out. I've seen the actual footage of this, but it was still, like, pretty exciting. Even, like, the verdict at the end of, like, the series. It's like, I know what the verdict is, but, like, I'm still, like, waiting for the jury to say it,
Did you watch this too with him, Kate?
No.
Oh, man.
It's one of those things he just watches at work when he should be doing something else.
Oh, okay. Man, you
you're
got an awesome job, Andrew.
But man, it was really good. It was really well acted. It was just, I don't know, man. It was just really well done. I would definitely. I mean, some people I just think are totally over OJ and just don't understand this kind of pop culture fascination with them. And to some part, I agree with that, but like, I don't know, man. This was just a really well done series.
If you were alive, and I mean, we were kids, but I mean, if you were alive in the 90s, OJ verdict, I don't want to say it holds some special place in your heart, but I mean, it
means
was
literally nothing to me.
It's like a definitive moment in culture from the 1990s, though, and it means no.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
I understand that, but I was very young, and it meant nothing to me.
How old are you? I hate to ask.
I'm 26.
26. She is a little bit younger than us.
I have a coworker. Okay. I'm not gonna put her on blast. But I have a coworker. She's about 23.
He gonna put her on blast.
I'm not gonna put her on blast by name.
Her name is Mary. No.
She, a coworker about 23 had no idea about any of this, and it's actually what got me to watch it recently. Was she was like, I heard about this OJ thing. Like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, like talking about that series? She goes, yeah. What's that series about? I said it's about his trial or whatever, and she's like, what trial? I said,
the trial of the
I'm talking about the trial. I'm not talking about his, his like kidnapping trial. I'm talking about the one before that. Like, what was he in trouble for? I'm like, for murdering his wife. She's like, what? I'm like, what do you mean what? Like, you haven't heard about this? Like, you didn't hear about the Ford Bronco chase? You haven't heard about this? You haven't heard about that? If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
I was going to say, you're giving me a look here. I did know at least some of that.
Right, Did your teacher talk about it at all in civics or anything?
I don't think schools ever
just for the record, mine wouldn't have any way because I went to a very small private school.
That is true.
Okay.
No, I don't recall it ever being a part of my public education.
Well, a big teaching point for that is when you teach double jeopardy, you can't be charged for the same crime twice. Is that so? He was found innocent, right? But then he wrote the book "If I Did It: How I Would Have Killed Nicole Brown Simpson," and he goes into articulate detail about how he probably killed her. Let's be honest. Even though he wrote this, he can't be proven guilty. So I kind of use that as a teaching point. Kardashians and everything.
Her family owns that book now, or is it the guy who was killed? His family owns the book.
It's not in publication anymore.
Sure, but he doesn't own the rights to that book anymore, from what I understand, because he owed so much money for the civil suit like the book was basically immediately the rights were basically taken away from him pretty quickly, from what I understand.
I tell you what blew me away about this show is Sterling K. Brown. The guy he played Darden, one of the prosecution attorneys.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's insane, and he looks just like the guy.
He does.
I mean,
The judge looks like
Oh my
no
God.
offense to the original judge, a thinner version, but he looks and sounds a lot like him.
Yes, it's Kenneth. I was about to say that Kenneth Chow plays the judge, Ito.
Yeah.
Lance Ito, who was parodied a ton on like Saturday Night Live and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is crazy when you think about this. Like murder case was parodied so much.
It was such a big pop culture thing. Like it was like a TV event before there were TV events.
And it was
you know
when
what I mean?
CNN was first like
pretty messed up.
24-hour cable news.
I mean, it is, yeah,
And they
but-
were people were dug into it and they really cared about it. But the thing is too, it's hard for us to really envision what OJ was to culture. The best comparison I can give you is he's like Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
He was like on Michael Strahan like is on Good Morning America. He's on the Fox News. He's on the Fox.
He'd be
NFL
like The
Sunday
Rock.
pregame
He'd be like
show.
The Rock almost.
Okay, see, I would be upset
I
if
don't
The
know
Rock
if
did
it's
something
that-
But he
real
was in
stupid.
movies. He was considered a movie
he
star
was in
too.
Naked Gun.
I'm not saying, but I'm
He
saying
had
it's
tons
like
of sponsorships.
it's like it's like this guy that people really like. You know what I mean? It's like like people just genuinely like this guy, and that is one of the weird things because to me growing up, even though he's found innocent, to me he was always OJ the murderer. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I didn't know him obviously as all this stuff, and I had to like as an adult go back and be like, oh, like he was this icon. Like I knew that, but I didn't quite understand it. You know?
Right. See, I didn't have that. I just had, oh, it's that guy who killed that person, and for some reason it's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's important because of like it comes not too soon after the LA riots, so America,
Right.
Which
especially
I also knew nothing about.
like
Rodney
Rodney
King?
King. You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, we've gone over this. You were the
Okay.
one who
Who
explained
was
it
your
to me.
history teacher in high school? Jesus Christ.
It was Jesus
Again,
Christ.
private
It was?
school.
Oh my God. Private school. It probably was. You're right. But did they not? Okay, I get it's private school. Like I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm really
No, I don't care.
Again,
No,
I don't
like,
think
I
Rodney
get
King
us-
was part of my education either, just for the record.
He's in the freaking curriculum in high school.
Maybe he's now.
Really?
I really don't remember
Our
that.
book-
I remember.
I mean, what did they tell you in high school? You
About
distinctly
Rodney. I'm
remember
trying-
a
I'm not
very
sure-
specific
I'm not sure
section.
we-
No, I remember. I teach it. Like I don't remember.
That's what I'm
this-
saying.
different.
I have a
Yeah,
feeling
yeah.
you probably didn't go over it either.
the
Yeah, we
90s
probably
weren't
didn't.
long into history when I was in school.
Well, you did graduate in 2000. so
Yeah.
then-
It's
No, 2005.
2005.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
But still, I mean, so, we didn't really, some of that was still pretty current stuff to a degree. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I guess I'm kind of being a bit pretentious on that history teacher
So
thing.
pretentious.
But
pretend it's
there's
just about Rodney King.
no, it's just like I mean, it's so many history teachers just hit the high points.
Sure.
Which they're teaching to the test.
I mean, we
'cause
went
they're dropping
over World
hints
War
on it,
II.
so
I mean, what more do you need?
that's a pretty big deal. That's something all teachers that's what they focus their main class on
Just-
the
yeah,
whole
sure.
semester. I mean, seriously. So, are you gonna watch the second season, Gianni Versace, the assassination of him?
Yeah, I mean, interested. Obviously, it's a completely different cast and story and all this stuff. So
I tried to watch it, I couldn't.
Yeah, I'll have to wait till it comes out. I mean, I'll check it out because the first one was so good, but I'm not expecting it to. You know what I mean? I'm going to watch it on its own kind of type thing.
Well, next season is I think Monica.
Oh,
Lewinsky
really?
Scandal. I'm definitely watching that. Now, do you know about this?
Okay, well that is insulting.
Okay,
Yes, I
I'm just
do.
making sure. I mean, no, that was kind of mean.
But again, it's to the point where it's kind of weird that that's important.
Well, and only 2 presidents have been impeached in American history.
No, I mean
Yeah.
not obviously that part, but the whole scandal itself. Part of it's just I
Sure.
don't know. I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
There's just so much. Like,
Particularly now.
there were so many other kind
Mhm.
of like sub scandals that he had to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of led up to it. So I guess they could really dig deep with like the Whitewater scandal, Paula Jones, all this crap. But this is like the history
Classic.
nerd coming out in me. But
Sure.
so yeah, and then they're gonna do one. I have no idea where this is going, but it's about Hurricane Katrina.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's something about like FEMA not living up to.
Maybe the cops, that whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, that sounds
I was
interesting.
wondering how we were going to put a force of nature on trial, but I'm following you.
Yeah, I'd watch that for the force of nature.
There's a lot of stories from Hurricane Katrina that are
Yeah, I'm just not too familiar with them.
sure.
So
The other thing I've been checking out to completely change notes is Ready Player One.
So you went and saw it.
Went and saw it. Yeah.
You saw it too?
Yeah.
All right. What'd y'all think?
It was awful. No, I'm just kidding. It was good. Like it was
It
Too
was okay.
referential?
No, I don't think
Not
it
too.
beat me over the head with the nostalgia. I just think it wasn't a great. I don't think it was a well-told story.
As somebody who read the book, it brought me back to how I felt when I was watching Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is the longest book in that series and the shortest movie in that series. Mm-hmm. And to me, having read that book and watched that movie, it felt like almost a Cliff Notes version. And Ready Player One almost felt like that too, even though it is very different as well. Like I went into the movie knowing a lot had been changed for the film, and that the author was one of the screenwriters and stuff, so it's like it still has his touch and stuff, and it still had a lot of that feel of the book, but it is very different. There's some significant changes. The overall story is the same, but I mean there are some significant changes that aren't necessarily good or bad, but are just if people who are big fans of the books go and want to see a faithful adaptation, they're not going to see that. For better or for worse. Like it's one of those movies where if one of my friends really loved this movie, I'm like, okay, I see why you loved this movie. And if one of my friends hated this movie, like, I see why you hated this movie. You know what I mean? To me, it was just good.
It's middle of the road.
It's good.
Right,
You
yeah.
rate it good?
I might give it an 8.5 or a good, around there.
Yeah.
Like it was fine. I enjoyed watching it in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure I laughed a couple of times.
Yeah. There's one scene, I don't even want to give it away, but there is...
Because I'm going to watch this in 3 months when it comes out.
There's one scene it was really good. It was the movie scene.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was really well done.
Very well
it has, it's a new thing, but kind of has a play. There's a similar thing that happens in the book, but they've completely changed it for the movie. But I don't know. Like it was good. It was somehow... I've read the book, and I felt like the book is good. Some people love or hate the book, and I'm in the middle of the book as well.
Polarizing, the book.
Yeah, and to me, the book is kind of like it's like an action movie book, where it's like there's not a lot of depth to it, but it was a fun read. You know what I mean? The movie felt kind of similar. Like I had fun watching the movie, and it wasn't over-referential because I feel like as somebody who... I don't know, spend some time in like sort of video games where people are kind of free to do whatever. Mm-hmm. You see a lot of people like, oh, that guy's running around as Emperor Palpatine, and that guy's running around as Mercy from Overwatch, and that guy's running around as a Left Shark from that Super Bowl, from Katy Perry's Super Bowl or whatever. Yeah. So it's like that's kind of what the internet becomes when you can let people be whoever they want. A lot of them become characters they're into and that kind of stuff, and so being over-referential. I felt very on the nose. Some people are like, oh, this is too much. I'm like, no, it feels right.
No, it just felt like,
yeah.
Well, the whole thing, because I haven't read the book, the whole thing to me just looked like Second Life.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
And yeah, people are just bonkers on there. So
yeah.
It's interesting, like tying that back to Westworld. One of the theories on Westworld is that it's like a simulation that people are in, as opposed to a physical park people go to, which I don't know what the answer is, but that kind of like, that's like Ready Player One. So would you recommend it, Kate?
Sorry, I was just thinking about the thing you said, and
no, it's all right.
I don't think you're right at all.
On Westworld?
Because I've seen an episode later.
Oh, God. Okay,
no,
well, don't say anything.
Whoa.
Come on,
my
now.
God.
The only thing I remember about it is that it had that one actor. Have you ever seen Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Okay, that one actor who
Charlie
plays the one of the McPoyle brothers with the blonde hair.
The weird guys.
He tends to play a lot of weird characters.
Yeah.
I only sat down because I saw him in it, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's that guy. That guy does weird. He was a weird character in Psych. He's a weird character. He's just a weird person.
Yeah.
Anyway, sure, I would recommend it if you just want like a fun thing to sit down and watch.
If you like the trailer, or if the concept sounds good, then I would say go watch it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, speaking of a concept that sounds good, how about a Fantastic Four MCU version? Which is something we never thought we would get, but the Fox and Disney deal is presumably most likely done here. I think they're going to officially announce it within a week or two is what I'm hearing of this podcast.
Probably explains why everything's getting pushed back on the...
Yeah. Today's April 4th? No, April 5th that we're recording this.
Kind of similar to that, and also going back to our original Cyclops talk, though, the main character of Ready Player One is the new Cyclops that was in Apocalypse and is supposed to be in the next X-Men film. Yeah, that's the new Cyclops.
Supposed to be. They'll probably cut him out.
Right, he probably won't be.
All right, so I pitched this idea to Andrew and Kate. Now, Kate has already... Go ahead and tell the listeners what you told us about actors and actresses.
Oh, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I know nothing about them. I can pick faces sometimes. And I'll see somebody, especially like character actors, and be like, oh, yeah, I love this guy. I have no idea who they are, and I really don't care.
Yeah, so she's being brutally honest, but we appreciate that transparency. Now...
Like the Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
Who could be literally anyone.
So, Andrew's a big Fantastic Four fan.
I've lost weight recently, though, so.
Yeah, you have lost weight. I've gained weight. I've gained like 6 pounds.
Sympathy
oh,
weight?
gosh.
Yeah, sympathy
What'd you say,
weight.
6 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I'm surprised your pants still
I
fit.
gained 6 pounds. I went from 184. I weighed myself this morning. I weigh 190 now. I'm in the 190 club.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry, does that make you fat? I can't remember what that would make your BMI.
I don't know if it makes me fat.
Well, you're 5'4", so.
I'm 5'10" and a half, 5'11" with shoes on. But no, I used to be 240, so if I can deal with 190, I think, considering I used to be 240. Mm-hmm. But I'm feeling nostalgic, so maybe Fat Brad will come back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Lots
Let's
of
get out.
Sonic,
Let's get out to
guys.
think of some wings, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So I pitched the idea of dream casting the Fantastic Four. Like if you could pick anybody in these roles, and I threw out Doctor Doom and Silver Surfer. Who would you pick? So Kate obviously didn't participate because she didn't give a shit about actors and actresses.
Again,
That's
to be
fine,
fair,
that's fine.
I heard Dreamcast and I thought Sega, and I really couldn't put the two things together.
You're going to get a cease and desist for this podcast.
Yeah. No, we've got only when we talk about Ninja Turtles do we get that. So
which we're in Ready Player One.
Really?
I probably shouldn't. That's not a spoiler, but
I didn't recognize them.
I feel like there's a lot of references that people would love to just see on their own. So my bad for that. But,
was Ready Player One a Paramount movie?
Warner Brothers.
I thought
It's Spielberg.
Yeah, it's
Amblin.
Warner Brothers.
I'm pretty sure it's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Amblin's like his smaller, but
because
Right,
they have
I
that
know,
good
yeah, I'm
old
saying.
Iron Giant. I love that boy.
It feels. There was a surprising number of references. There are some notable absences, but there are some that I'm surprised.
Was there any WWE references?
I don't know. I'm sure there's references I didn't see. There's so much going on. I mean, there's some video games. There's some. I think the most notable
Were the
absence
Power
that I
Rangers
can
in
think
it?
of,
Were the-
not that I noticed, but again, they could have been. I don't think there's any Nintendo in there. Like, I don't
didn't
see
see
any Nintendo, but without giving it away, there's some surprising other properties.
It's Warner Brothers, yeah. That's
There's-
the big studio.
There are some other properties which signed off on this that.
I bet Warner Brothers had to give Paramount a shit ton of money just to put TMNT in there because they're ridiculously strict with that property.
Maybe.
Like, you know what's crazy is Disney, and especially when it was just
It was
Lucasfilm.
from the brief look at it, it was the new TMNT movie Turtles as well.
which is why I didn't notice them.
Yeah,
Which is it
most
was very
people
quick.
probably didn't.
Yeah.
Disney's like lax with Star Wars. Like Star Wars podcasts can have the music and all that stuff, and Disney won't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But man, with TMNT crap, Paramount, Viacom that owns Paramount, they're like ridiculous. But anyway,
Yeah.
so to Dreamcasting, not the console, the actual people in the Fantastic Four movie. So Andrew, you didn't do this either.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw mine out there. I did this since I pitched the idea.
Before we get to the list, so what are you picturing here? Are you picturing a younger Fantastic Four or kind of like an older, established kind of group of people?
I think with my cast, I'm picturing a more established. I think that this is just me spitballing here. I think something's gonna happen to the MCU that alters it, and when the Fantastic Four and the X-Men are there, they're gonna have been established.
The
somehow.
Fan Four, I can understand how they could work them into the MCU. They could easily work like there's all these aliens and stuff now. We have to, you know what I mean? And Reed Richards is a scientist. You know what I mean? I can see that. The X-Men's a little bit harder to work in because like mutants are all of a sudden a thing. But you have Magneto and
House
Professor
of
X.
M would be awesome if they did that.
With the Infinity Stones, and all their reality bending stuff, I could see them pulling anything. You know what I mean? And we have this a fourth Avengers movie too. Who knows? But
who knows? Okay.
But anyway,
so I'll start with my Reed Richards. So I had three. Okay. Now the main one that everybody's been saying, I agree with. I think he would be the best, but I had to put two other ones just in case. John Krasinski, aka Jim from The Office. All right, and Sue Storm, Emily Blunt. So you have an actual husband and wife playing husband and wife.
Okay.
Are significant others, and they're doing that in this movie coming out here soon, A Quiet Place as well.
Right.
I think that John Krasinski barely lost out to Chris Evans for Captain America. Mm-hmm. He was the second choice, and Chris Evans almost turned it down. Krasinski almost got it. If you've seen Krasinski in other stuff, he can do serious. He can do funny. I think he could do a little campy stuff here, but still maintain the seriousness of Reed Richards. So he would be my number one pick, but he's everybody's number one pick. So that's no fun there.
Mine is John Cena.
Really?
No.
That would be good for the Invisible Woman because you can't see.
John Cena, I feel like his face, he could do a good Mr. Fantastic cosplay in the face.
How about him as the Thing?
I don't know about that. Get Batista to do two roles. It'll be the Thing, too.
So my first pick that I came up with off the top of my head, but I didn't realize he played Justin Hammer, was Sam Rockwell.
Okay.
I just saw him in 3 billboards outside of Abbey, Missouri. He's good in every single thing that he's in.
Yeah.
All right, whether it's Iron Man 2, whether it's Moon, whatever. I think you don't like Sam Rockwell?
No, I like him quite a bit. I just don't think he looks like a Reed Richards.
Yeah, he's a little shorter.
Yeah.
I always picture Reed as more taller and lanky. So I think John Krasinski does have the build of a Reed Richards, whether you think he'd be a good Reed Richards or not.
But Gabe from The Office.
No. He's also in Silicon Valley.
Oh, yeah, he is. That's right.
Yeah. So my third is Ty Burrell, who is the dad from Modern Family. That's kind of my outside the box pitch for Reed Richards. I think.
Have you seen him in anything serious?
I think but here's the thing. I think he was in Incredible Hulk as Betty's boyfriend.
He
or
was
something.
he?
So the question is, can we
we
really cast Ty Burrell? I mean, this is Dreamcasting.
I think that more so than Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
But who else? Somebody else was recast in the Marvel Universe. There was somebody else. I think they were like on one of the TV shows or somebody. I forget. It wasn't somebody hugely notable, but somebody was. I forget.
Yeah. So I guess I would say out of those three, maybe Ty Burrell. I can see him being a Reed Richards. I really can.
Yeah, I mean, I've liked him on Modern Family. I don't know about, his other roles.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, but I mean, he definitely has the look of it. I'm thinking maybe Terrence Howard for.
Do you have any serious pitches for Mr. Fantastic?
Not really. I don't think so. I feel like, I'd be perfectly fine with them giving it to an unknown as well, I guess.
Yeah. Ty Burrell wouldn't be an unknown, but for
what
a
about John
movie that
Hamm?
big.
No.
You think he's too
big?
I can see him as Dr. Doom.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think you remember Baby Driver, dude can play crazy.
Victor
he can
Von
go calm
Doom, yeah.
and crazy.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah, I do too. Emily Blunt's my favorite actress. I have a thing for Emily Blunt. I'm not going to lie. My wife knows this.
You're like high on her or something.
And I think she's fantastic. I think she's delightful.
That was the dumbest joke.
I just cannot. Yeah. I just cannot. So she was my only choice for Sue Storm. So I didn't even put anybody else in there. No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not sure I've seen her
act at all.
Man, I'm trying to think of somebody. I guess I didn't mind Kate Mara, to be fair, but she's probably a little.
She didn't put any effort into that role. I know she can act, but to be fair, I don't know if anybody put any effort into that film.
Well, some people did. I mean, I didn't mind that cast actually. It was just the movie.
A good cast.
The movie around it is kind of yeah.
Okay, so that's not fun because everybody probably thought I'd go with Emily Blunt. I know my wife did, but this is where it gets fun.
What if it is Ty though instead of Krasinski?
I still go with Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
I just can't think of anybody off the top of my head. I mean, I'm. Can you? Oh crap! You don't do actresses.
Sorry.
Or actors. I don't know. Think about it. And I'm gonna keep going. All right, here's a good one. The Thing. I got
Okay.
2 good picks here.
All right.
David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Okay.
Who is the sheriff,
Sure.
famously is about to be Hellboy. Did you suggest him too?
As the torch?
No,
No,
that's
it's the Thing.
The
Okay,
big
I was about to
guy,
say
the rock
I
guy.
misheard.
Okay.
Because I was like, no, that's horrible.
So I could see him
yeah.
playing the Thing. My second is Dean Norris, who is Hank from Breaking Bad. He kind of looks like Michael Chiklis, the bald guy,
yeah,
the
yeah,
cop, his brother-in-law.
I think I like Harbor better.
So those are my 2 picks for the Thing.
He'd be a little different from the original typecast, wouldn't he?
Maybe a
I think
little
the other guy
shorter.
would fit more into what people have done in the past.
Yeah.
Dean Norris or David Harbour?
Oh, don't throw names at me.
Dean Norris.
The
is
Stranger Things
okay,
guy
Stranger
would be.
Things guy.
I think he'd be good because he was supposed to be a football player, athlete type guy
Yeah.
who went on to, depending on the canon, like military.
He became a
this or-
pilot,
yeah.
something in the Air Force. So right now we have Emily Blunt, Ty Burrell, and David Harbour. Okay, I got 3 for Human Torch.
Okay.
Chris
Let's see.
Pine.
No.
That's one of my first there.
Oh, Chris Pine. I thought of Pratt.
No,
Pine-
And I'm
Pine
like,
is
what?
Star
How can you
Trek,
do
right?
that? No,
would
no.
be
Kirk.
a good Human Torch if he wasn't,
Yeah, already
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. Who?
Chris Pine, Star Trek,
Okay. Star Trek. Okay.
Track.
Gotcha.
Trek. All right.
That's how he keeps in shape.
yeah.
What about Zachary Quinto for Dr. Fantastic?
How about Zachary Quinto for Reed Richards?
That's what I just said.
That's what he
You
just said.
Dr. Fantastic.
Mr.
Who the
Fantastic.
hell's
Should be-
Dr.
he's a doctor,
Fantastic?
okay? He's a doctor.
Nobody has ever called him Dr. Fantastic.
I did just now. You
It's
just
like
heard
the,
me.
The rip-off, the Dollar General rip-off of
It's-
Stretch Armstrong.
It's a ripoff of Doctor Strange. Doctor Fantastic.
Dude, I
And
can
his
see
eye
that.
of his
Were you
eye
being
of goo.
sarcastic because I said Chris Pine, or is that a legit throw out there?
Who?
Zachary Quinto for Reed Richards.
No. I was thinking though. Once you thought of Chris Pine, made me think of him.
I could
was like,
see him as Doctor Doom as well. Think
mhm.
back to Siler on Heroes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, good stuff.
Chris Pine, I like because Chris
alright.
Pine, I feel like belongs in the Marvel universe somewhere. You know what I mean?
He does.
Like I
man.
feel like there needs to be some sort of role for him.
They're pining for him. They really are.
I was just trying to
Classic.
think what other superhero movie he was in recently,
Wonder
but
Woman.
yes, thank you.
Okay,
I
you're
was
welcome.
I got there.
We believed in you.
We didn't think he knew actors, so we just wanted to lend our.
Well, I mean,
He was the
'cause
naked
in
guy in
Into
Wonder
the-
Woman.
he was. Oh, he was naked, wasn't he?
He was.
He was in Into the Woods too. I remember that.
Yeah, so when his clothes burn off, he's already been naked in the
There you
superhero
go, yeah.
movie, so he'll be ready.
We know he looks
Alright.
good already. So
Now this one
okay.
is you're gonna be like, what the? I know.
Danny DeVito.
Shia LaBeouf
For
is the
who?
Human Torch.
No.
If he put all of his effort into it, tell me he couldn't play a good Johnny Storm. Come on, Andrew.
I don't know, man.
You don't think? he
Especially
could
now with
do
the
it?
rest of this cast, that's like too young. I feel like he'd come off as
But he's
too
always
young.
younger. He's the younger brother.
No, I understand that, but how young? Like I feel like Chris Pine could be the younger brother, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. Then you're not gonna like my next
Oh
throw out.
God.
All right, I stole this one from my online list. here.
Okay.
Dave Franco.
Dave Franco.
Oh,
As
I
Human
could
Torch.
see that, but I don't.
I'm not opposed to Dave Franco. He would be a little bit younger too, yeah, but
I think he's too young for
Go
this
old
cast.
Osborne, right?
do what?
That's James.
James.
That was
okay.
James Franco. Yeah, Dave
So his
Franco's the
little
younger
brother.
one.
Okay.
So,
I'm
so
trying to
out
think
of
of
those
something he was
three,
in.
we like Chris Pine the best, just cause the age.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
You don't know? You like Shy?
No, I don't guess I care for any of
What
them.
about Dave Franco as the MCU Spider-Man, Harry Osborn?
Oh, I would love that, dude. I would freaking love. And he turns into Venom.
Oh yeah, I
Hell,
like
just
that.
go ahead and do that. Why not? That
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
what about-
awesome though.
What about Channing Tatum as the thing?
Not a bad, not terrible. I don't
Channing
think
Tatum. I meant to
he's
say.
been rumored to play Gambit forever. And
I meant to say Hardy, not
Tom Hardy?
Who's playing
Tom
Venom? Yeah,
Hardy.
that's what I meant to say.
well,
But-
he's been Bane. He's Venom.
I'm sick of seeing him.
He's
Really?
in everything.
Well, and see, because he's gonna
No
be
one
in.
cared
he's
who
gonna
I
be,
was, so I went in the MCU.
Isn't he Venom too?
He is Venom, but that's Sony
I still,
Venom.
I
Doesn't
know, but
count.
I'm just saying, I still think it would be weird.
Yeah.
You know who he wants to be though? He's been on record saying he wants to be the MCU Wolverine. Tom
Hardy has?
Okay,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
like
I
that
see
either.
that. Yeah.
He's shorter and
he?
muscular like the original Wolverine was.
Is he shorter? I guess
yeah,
so.
he's like
He's a little-
5'7", 5'8". He's not that tall.
Okay.
I didn't think Jackman was that tall.
He's 6'2.5".
I didn't know that.
He's tall for
Huge
Wolverine, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I like him.
Yeah, I love
Hugh
Hugh
like that,
Jackman.
but I wouldn't mind a shorter Wolverine.
I would love to see. The rumor is he was spotted on the Avengers 4 set.
Who?
Hugh Jackman. That's a rumor. That is a rumor. Okay, I did not
Maybe
see
That would be
just
the
likes
worst
to
thing
be
ever,
there.
though, to be fair.
But if Wanda Maximoff resets time,
But he's
with
not
the reality
Wolverine anymore.
gem.
Let's be honest. He's not. He's done. They're not going to start.
Is he,
They're
though?
not going to start MCU.
He should be.
They're not
going to
start MCU X-Men with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
yeah, they need
Wolverine's
to
a
go
character
younger.
that they're going to stick in everything, just like they do in the comics. They need some, unless he plays Old Man Logan in like Wolverine 3 or something like that. You know what I
with
mean?
like a younger version of himself running
Oh.
around too.
That would be cool.
If
I
they-
like her plan.
Well, if they do him like an alternate reality Wolverine, like if Infinity Gems or Scarlet Witch is messing with reality, and we have this alternate, like, look through the tear at this other world, and there's like a Wolverine, and it's Hugh Jackman, I guess that's okay. But like,
That could be something.
I mean, they're
simple
doing
as
that with the Spider-Verse, aren't they? They're just throwing them all together.
a little bit, but again, that's Sony's doing
Sony doesn't
too.
know what
just
they're doing.
saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sony's-
I want to see that one.
Sure, but it's like Sony has, like, they have Spider-Man with the MCU, and then they have this Venom movie. They have a Miles Morales with all the other Spider people, and then they're doing the Black Cat and Silver
Oh,
Sable
God, I
movie.
forget about
And it's
that.
like, what is going on? We haven't talked about Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah, he's coming up. All
We're
right.
gonna do two episodes.
So we
off
want to
of
go
this.
Chris Pine.
I'm fine with Chris Pine.
All right, Chris Pine.
I'm indifferent.
All right, that's perfect. Chris Pine then. Okay, my Doctor Doom.
Chris Pine and Harbor are the two best picks so far. I think.
My first pick,
Mhm.
and again, this can't work, I don't think, for Doctor Doom's Edward Norton. But
I was just thinking about him.
but he was Hulk in the first Incredible Hulk,
Right.
so that doesn't
again, that
work.
would be like bringing Terrence Howard back for like The Thing or
Yeah, I
Dr.
know,
Fantastic.
I know. So that doesn't
Dr.
work.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So here's
You know, he'd probably be a good Mr. Fantastic,
Who?
too. Norton.
he would probably.
I just feel like he's too. I don't
Is
like
he a little
him.
too old?
No, he's just too.
Dry.
I don't know.
That would be a good
play.
Victor
Old and
Von
dry.
Doom,
These are
though.
nice ways to describe
No,
people.
Victor Von Doom needs to be. Since we brought it up, I like John Hamm as Von Doom. I like
I
the
do
sound
too.
of that. I think that's great.
All right, you want to hear my other choice?
No,
Okay. It is Jude Law.
Jude Law.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm not opposed to that.
But I like John Hamm. I'd say, dude, you could really see John Hamm.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be my pick for Doom.
Okay.
You know who would be an awesome Doom, but he's already Magneto's Michael Fassbender. He would obviously be an
He could be a good
incredible
Doom,
Victor
yeah.
Von Doom. But, okay, so we're going to go with John Hamm there. All right, here's
Okay.
my Silver Surfer,
Okay.
Andy Serkis.
Oh,
Is there
okay.
any
Yeah.
question of who it should be? I mean, if it's going to be...
Give me a reference for that.
He does the apes in the Planet of the Apes, which I know you haven't seen. He was
Snoke in
he
Star
was Snoke
Wars.
in Star
he's
Wars.
Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Okay,
He's
so
like-
he's
he's like the
a no-face
CGI guy.
person. Gotcha.
Right.
Well, he was in Black Panther as Ulysses Claw. He was an actual actor. In
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
The guy with
okay,
the
yeah.
arm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's true he's already been somebody in the MCU though, hasn't he?
Oh shit!
He would be a great Silver Surfer.
But I mean, I think you could still pull that off with him because you wouldn't be seeing him. He would have the
Right,
CG,
exactly.
and he can do so many different voices.
do you
and
think
dialects.
Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel then could do a different role in the
Yeah, I
MCU?
do. I think they could like appear in person in the MCU.
That'd be interesting.
Bradley Cooper was one of my picks for Human Torch. But then I thought he's Rocket, so I didn't go
Yeah.
with that. Van Diesel could have been a pick for the Thing, but
Yeah.
he's Groot. So do you go with that?
Andy Serkis is tough because of that, because he's Claw.
Yeah.
I think so. But like you said, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
All right, so here it was my other pick. I know this is going to
Okay.
mean nothing to you, probably.
Cool.
Noah Stevens. All right, he was
Oh.
Beast in Beauty and the Beast, the live action. He
Okay.
plays David on Legion, the main character.
Okay.
I think he would be a decent Silver Surfer. So, but he's already been a CGI kind of character in Beast. So,
Oh, who cares? What does that mean?
I mean, he's used to
Oh,
playing
okay.
that type of role.
I thought you were saying it was a reason he couldn't be Silver Surfer.
All
Who
right,
was the last Silver Surfer? Was it that guy
it
who was in
Lawrence
Hellboy?
Fishburne. He was the voice of it. Lawrence Fishburne, who was
Oh, really?
who was
Well, I meant
Lawrence
the
forgot about
actor.
You didn't
but-
know that?
I mean, I forgot it. I probably knew it at the
Holy
time. It
shit.
just doesn't,
That was
I
one of
don't
the
look at
best
Silver
parts of the
Surfer and think
fan
Lawrence Fishburne.
Well, he was the voice.
Sure, I know. I'm just saying.
He's who's he playing? The Matrix. Lawrence Fishburne.
Morpheus.
So who's the guy who did Abe the fish person and the guy from Pan?
Oh.
He is in Shape of Water. I can't remember his name. God, we just reviewed that movie. Hold on, I'll tell you. So you say him as Silver Surfer?
No, it's just a thing that he does. Why not?
Yeah. I just feel like Andy Serkis would really knock it out of the park, though. You know he's got a new voice he can throw out there. Let's see. Doug Jones.
Doug Jones.
Okay.
That's his name. God, he looks like Abe Sapien. All right, so here's the Fantastic Four that we have. Mr. Fantastic, Ty Burrell.
Okay.
Sue Storm, Emily Blunt, just because nobody suggested anything else, and she was my pick.
Okay.
The Thing, David Harbour.
Mm-hmm.
Human Torch, Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Doom, John Hamm.
Mm-hmm.
And Silver Surfer, Andy Serkis.
Okay.
God, that'd make a good poster with those names, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It would. All right, so that's I use the word our, dream.
That's yours.
That's kind of my dream cast for
It was a combination.
Fantastic Four. John Hamm was a great throw out by you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else you want to say about that?
Another good Sue Storm. They've already got it for Captain Marvel, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I thought about Brie Larson.
So I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about Emily Blunt personally, but
What about the chick that played Lady Bird?
I didn't watch
What
that.
is her? Oh, she's
What is that chick's
freaking
name?
awesome.
I've not even seen the movie, so.
Greta Gerwig. No, that's the director. Her name, I can't. Saoirse Ronan's her name. Oh my gosh, she'd make a really good Sue Storm. She's young though. I can see this. All right, there's
you can
another
see
one.
her being
Invisible.
married to what's his face?
Ty Burrell. No, we're gonna have to go younger on Mr. Fantastic.
All right, bring back
He's
Miles
kind of
Teller.
robbing the cradle here, guys.
Bring back Miles Teller.
He
He's
was
not
a
doing
good
anything.
Mr. Fantastic. They
I
really
enjoy him.
screwed the pooch on that crap.
Yeah.
All right, so
I feel like they're too young for what the MCU Fan 4 should be, though.
I think the MCU Fan 4 does need to be older.
Who knows, though? I mean,
Not old.
the MCU has always kind of pulled from the ultimate version of things. They've always tried to take what the ultimate
were
stuff did
younger
right,
in
and they were
that,
young
right?
in there. So who knows?
All right, who do we want for Mole Man? I'm just kidding.
I was thinking about that for Mole Man. Like, who would make a good Mole Man?
Preston Lacey from Jackass.
What's his face? Jeez.
Danny DeVito.
He played
just more
Rhino. I
him.
was thinking Danny DeVito. Who played
Oh, yeah,
Rhino?
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. There you go.
He
That's Mole
could
Man.
be for real. That's a good throw
Thank you.
out there.
I appreciate it. And
And
that
it-
was Sony Spider-Man,
yeah,
so he's
so-
still eligible.
Yeah, we're in the good there. All right, so from a movie that maybe one day will be in summer movie season in the MCU Fantastic Four to our countdown of our top 10 most anticipated films of summer 2018. Before we start counting down, let's just clarify something. Infinity War, which probably would have been number one on my list, and I'm guessing number one on your list most likely.
I'll never tell.
Is not going to be included in this because it is not May to August, which is what we consider, what most people have considered to be summer movie season from May 31st. I'm sorry, from May 1st through not May 31st.
I was about to say, oh man.
From May 1st. We got this whole list wrong if it starts May 31st. From May 1st through Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, arguably, or not arguably, even the biggest blockbuster of the year. Could have been on our earlier lists, but obviously wasn't a early 2018 movie at the time, so it didn't make any of our lists. And now it's not going to be on our summer list because it's not a summer movie anymore by our
sucks,
list
yeah.
qualifications. Yeah,
It's crazy, but in a way I think it makes things more interesting.
very interesting.
You knew that would be my number one.
I assume it would have been mine as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of like The Force Awakens when we did that winter countdown. So, well, not Force Awakens, sorry, Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road here. Kate,
I also just want to qualify that like we mentioned earlier, this is being recorded earlier and released later.
Yeah.
So I feel like I personally like to push it as close to the beginning of May as I can for this kind of list. Like, there's still movies that I think sounded interesting. There's no trailers out. For me, to me, that's just like I don't count movies without trailers. That may not be what you two do, but for me personally, that's just if there's no trailer out. Or in one case, there was a movie that probably would have made my top 10, but there's a teaser that doesn't really show much of anything. That's also not in mine. So, I mean, it may wind up changing as the month goes on. And
Yeah.
some of those August movies are just hard
they're tough calls.
because they don't get a good push. A lot of the comedies don't.
We've done this in some form pretty much every year since 2013. And usually we do this show in the teens. So we're doing it early. This is April 5th today that we're recording. This will be released at the very end of April before summer movie season starts. So let's go ahead and get the countdown going with Kate's number 10. What's your number 10 most anticipated film of summer 2018?
Well, I am going with one of those August films, The Spy Who Dumped Me.
All right. Tell us about this one, Kate.
All right. Did you see anything about it?
No, I didn't. That's what I'm like. Tell us
All right.
about
Well,
this.
I love comedies, and yes, it's Mila Kunis. That's how you pronounce it. She's
Mila
probably the main actress, and then she's got a supporting role with
McKinnon.
her. Cool.
Yeah.
I guess the basic premise is Mila Kunis's character is dating this man, and he breaks up with her, and it turns out he is a CIA agent. And
James Marsden.
Is it
No, I'm
really?
just kidding.
Oh.
I
I
have
was
no
about to say, damn, this
I was
guy.
about to say, man, if you say so. Anyway, he breaks up with her and disappears, and somehow she is now caught up in the middle of all of his CIA drama, and she and her friend have to learn how to be spies in order to save themselves from the people he pissed off.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty good cast here. Mila Kunis, Kate McKinnon, Justin Theroux's in here. Again, I know you don't do actors, but yeah, no, that's a very good number 10.
And if I'm not mistaken, their trailer played "Feeling Good Over It," which is one of my favorite songs. So I might be a little biased.
I had and then this is a play on The Spy Who Loved Me, the James Bond movie, but I had a hard time with comedies. There was not many comedies, if any, on my list, and that kind of bummed me out because there are usually one or two big comedies.
I got you covered.
All right, so maybe some suggestions from Kate. All right, so my number 10 is, this may surprise you, Andrew, Deadpool 2. It's coming in at
that
number
does.
10. Look, I'm not a big Deadpool fan. I thought the first movie was fantastic. I thought they nailed the character perfectly. The writing was sharp. Ryan Reynolds was perfect as Wade Wilson and Deadpool. And I'm interested in this one because I'm a big Cable fan. All right, and Josh Brolin's going to be a really good Cable, I think. But the problem here is that I don't like Cable with Deadpool. I like Cable in X-Men. I don't like him when he's in Deadpool because it's just the straight man and then the funny guy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And which it's entertaining. People buy the book. I assume people will love this movie. But this comes out May 18th, directed by David Leitch. I'm just not a big Deadpool fan as a hero. I mean, I don't have to see this in the theater. It's one of the few superhero movies where it's like, I really don't have to see this. Whereas most of these, like, I'm going to find a way, no matter the circumstance, I'm going to sit. Now, I'm going to watch this when it comes out. I may even go sit in the theater. I don't know.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's just more my taste in the character. All right,
Okay.
Andrew, what's your number 10?
My number 10, and again, I've tried to go to this wide release sort of movies. I try to only put movies on this list that I think will actually make it to my local small town theater. You know what I mean?
Carmike 10, formerly now the
It's
AMC
Carmike
Classic.
AMC Classic,
Yeah.
But my number 10 is the movie Tag, which, speaking of comedies, is a comedy coming out with Jeremy Renner, John Hamm, Ed Helms, and other people.
That guy from-
Rashida Jones is in it. But it's basically about this game of tag that these guys have been playing for like 30 years.
Wow.
And Jeremy Renner's like the best guy at, he's like never been tagged in all those years or something like that. And he wants to like stop playing the game. So like this is the last year where they're all adults and they're gonna tag him this year for sure and stuff. And it just seems like a stupid, silly movie. And the trailer just definitely got me at certain parts. It was pretty funny. So
It's got Isla Fisher in it. I love her.
So yeah, I mean, it is like you said, it seems like I think a rough summer for comedies for sure.
But y'all just gave me two. So
Yeah. So, but yeah. So
comes out June 15th. So yeah, I want to see it.
yeah, well, that's my number 10 is Tag.
All right, Kate, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
All right.
Is this a direct to DVD or?
No, it's
No,
just
this
in
is
the theaters.
Yeah.
Really?
They go to the movies. Come on.
Teen
Okay.
Titans Go to the movies.
Okay, so
Okay.
tell us about this.
It's Teen Titans Go.
It's Teen
To the
Titans
movie.
Go. It's the Teen Titans Go cast in that same animation style, with their own feature film because that's what superheroes do. And I get the impression from the trailer that it's one of those tongue-in-cheek fourth wall breaking. They are
Right.
making the movie. That is the point of the film.
Yeah, the point of the film is
I
they're
love
making
your
the film,
face right
mostly.
now.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the cast.
You
It's
know who
crazy.
plays Superman?
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage,
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Kristen
So-
Bell,
I
who
did
I
not know
love,
that.
Will Arnett. I mean, there's a great cast here. It comes out July 27th, 2018.
Yeah, it looks like a very tongue-in-cheek, almost like it seems like it's probably gonna be a parody of the superhero film genre itself and stuff. I think it looks pretty funny,
Yeah.
personally.
Wow. That's a good pull. I would have never thought that would have been on anybody's list unless Jerry was making this
Okay.
list. And so
I like dumb
so
comedies,
do you like
man.
Teen Titans Go?
I'm not the biggest fan of Go, but I want to give the movie a chance.
I'm a big Teen Titans Go apologist, I guess. I don't think it's even I need to apologize for it. People love to hate that show. I think it's hilarious.
I watched
Personally, I
one
think it's good.
episode, and the plot was them trying to order pizza behind their parents' back.
There was no parents.
There's no parents? Are you sure?
Yeah,
I
like
mean, maybe
100%.
Batman shows up every once in a while and like he's fishing
shit
with
out
James
of 'em.
Gordon. So there's some pretty fun.
Yeah, they go fishing. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Serious.
Man, it's there's an episode where they're kind of making fun of people like Teen Titans used to be serious, so they try to be serious, and of course it's awful. They change the animation style and everything. I think the show's pretty funny. I mean,
I did love just regular Teen Titans. But
sure, but this is different. I mean, and it's just a children's cartoon, but man, it's pretty funny at times. There's one episode I love where we find out that Beast Boy has been painting regular animals green and like having to
Peacing
fall.
out.
Yes, that way he doesn't have to like fight. He just paints dog green, and they're all fighting some monster, and Beast Boy's just sitting there like peeing on a hydrant or something. Like, Beast Boy, help us! And like he's just ruff ruff.
That sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
It's so funny. I love the show. Anyway, but this is her number.
Yeah.
9.
All right, number 9. That's Kate's number 9. Teen Titans Go to the movie. My number 9 is Meg, based on a book series about this crazy, insane...
The Meg?
It's The Meg.
Is this
the movie, I believe. It's Meg is the book series, but The Meg's the movie.
Is this the ones that didn't have a trailer, I think?
There's been like leak, because I tried to find a trailer. There's been like leaked trailers, but they haven't officially released a trailer.
Sure, okay.
This has been a movie that's been kind of hyped for a while when you had all the shark movies like The Shallows and what's
Sharknado.
Not Sharknado, the one that came out last summer.
Sharknado 5.
No, it had
The Shallows is what I'm thinking of.
but there was one that came out last summer I really liked.
That one's not 47 meters down,
It's on,
is it?
yes, 47
Okay.
meters down.
Oh,
Because I saw it.
Right, yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, Abby hated it too.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
I told
enjoyed
her
it.
it was a good movie, and she is like, "This is horse shit."
Well, it was direct to on demand, and then people were buying it like gangbusters. Like, whoa, hold on! So they
put
took
it
it
in
off
the
and put it in
movie.
the theaters, where it sold it pretty well, from what I
It
understand.
was a lot more fun in the theater.
I mean, I enjoyed it overall, but it wasn't like. I mean, I'm planning on ever watching it again. I probably wouldn't recommend it.
So Meg comes out August 10th. We've
Okay.
had this book on our shelf forever. Abby had me order it on Amazon. She has since to read it.
Have you?
I have not read.
Okay.
I've read like a chapter or two.
Well, that's
So we should just borrow it. They're not going to read it anytime
Yeah,
soon.
And I don't know how many books are in the series altogether, but it sounds like basically like a Godzilla-sized shark here.
Okay.
The
interesting.
premise
Oh.
is batshit.
Oh,
so-
like the Mega.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard the Meg, and I just thought we were going to talk about some kind of boring drama.
No.
It does
I was
sound
wondering
like
where sharks were
It
gonna
sounds
come
like
in.
a foreign language romantic comedy. The Meg.
I think it's short for Megalodon.
Yeah.
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 Never heard of it.
Big shark.
It's a Pokemon.
All right. So
Gotcha.
that's my number 9.
And that's one, again, there's no trailer. And so I
And when
didn't
is that
really-
one?
August 10th.
So maybe by the time this comes out, there'll be a trailer and it'll look
Probably.
amazing, and I'll regret everything. But for now,
This
I
coming
don't.
out summer 2019. This podcast.
Okay. My number 9 is a movie that I started watching the trailer for this and almost turned it off. I was like, okay, this is not. I'm not interested in whatever this is. It just looks like boring, whatever. And I almost turned it off to put on something else. And then David Tennant shows up, and this trailer gets really good, I think. And the movie is Bad Samaritan.
I've heard of it.
The whole premise basically is like these two guys are like these little hustlers where they're both, what's the word, where we park somebody's car.
Valets.
Yeah,
Valet,
valets.
thank you. They're both valets, but while the people in the restaurant, they go and like rob their home or whatever, like these like rich looking people. Well, the one guy goes to David Tennant's home and finds a girl chained up there, and this
isn't a comedy, right?
No, it's a thriller.
Okay.
It's definitely a thriller, and it's all about. And if you've seen Jessica Jones, you know David Tennant can play kind of a menacing kind of guy. Man, it looks really good, and every scene that he's in this trailer is like he's just a guy to be reckoned with. You don't know what's going on. He just, I don't know.
Comes out May 4th.
Yeah, comes out soon. So this is one that I do worry about it being released in Shelby. I know I normally don't, but I do wonder if this will get a wide enough release to come to Shelby.
What was that? It'd be like when you put The Double on your list. That movie with oh my gosh, he played Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman. Jesse Eisenberg. Remember that one?
I do. I mean, I didn't see it. But.
Yeah, but you put it on your list and it was like never in Shelby. Yeah. So
there was one last year. I forget that I was like, oh, I'm not gonna put this on my list. It's never coming to Shelby, and it was like in Shelby for weeks. I forget what it was, but
The Gentleman's Bodyguard.
That's it.
Yeah. See, I saw the trailer for that one and thought, oh, this looks really uncomfortable and too, I guess, quote unquote, scary for me to enjoy.
Sure.
So it did not make my list.
Yeah.
So I can see why it made yours.
Yeah.
All right, Kate, what's your number 8?
My number 8, Andrew's already mentioned, is Tag.
Okay.
Because it had the same kind of feel as Game Night, which was pretty high on my previous list.
And everybody loved that
and I
movie?
really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I didn't get as much of this one had more of a hangover feel.
Yeah, stupid comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
But I saw faces that I liked. That
John
one
Hamm.
guy, I can't
Didn't
remember
know
his
the
name.
names of them, but
Right. Well, that one guy
him.
from the Eric Andre show.
Eric Andre?
Burris?
Was it Eric Andre?
Hannibal Buress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in it.
He's
And,
the teacher in Captain America Civil War,
right.
or Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
So I enjoy when he pops up. And shut up.
No, I'm picturing Spider-Man
So this is
Homecoming.
an
Yeah.
adult movie here.
Stop it. Oh my God. Anyway, I thought it looked like just a fun, lighthearted, who plays a game of tag for 30 years. I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
That does sound cool. Like, I mean, I really want to. I got to watch the trailer
You do.
today.
I
think you'll
genuinely laughed at several parts. I think it's going to be pretty fun.
It's
I
been
didn't know
all-
if it was going to be like game night for me, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard Game Night's awesome.
It was
Y'all both
really
loved
great.
it.
I don't know about
So-
awesome, but I did really enjoy it. It was very good. I think I
I
enjoyed
had
it.
fun the whole time.
I think I enjoyed it less than the people around me did, but I did really enjoy it.
Okay, my number 8 is The First Purge.
Never
Now,
heard of it.
I haven't seen Purge election year. This comes out July 4th.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the poster for The First Purge, but it's
Yes.
basically Trump's hat.
Right.
I don't know what's on the hat.
I think it's just his first purge
Yeah, I
or
think-
something
yeah.
like that.
So it's basically going to be
Make
the,
America purge
dead again.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
the origin of the Purge. I
Right.
love the first. So how many has there been? 3, right? 1 and 2
This
in
will be number
election
4.
year.
This will be number 4.
I loved 1 and 2.
Mhm.
I really liked 1. I haven't seen election year, so I definitely got to watch that before this one comes. I mean, probably don't have to since this is a prequel, but I want to.
Mhm.
I think it's the perfect time for a Purge movie right now. Maybe
Okay.
not. Maybe it's not. Maybe give people bad ideas. Like
Maybe it's a worse time for a purge.
yeah,
movie.
it could. I don't know. I just think I expect them to be. I expect the film to display a very Trump-like president
Yeah.
who's starting this thing, and I think that could be fascinating.
So I haven't seen Purge election year either, but
Yeah.
I am a fan of the franchise. But I'll say right now, this did not make my list. And basically,
I thought it might. I thought it might be low. But
I figured it'd make my list. It was basically one of the ones I went ahead and just put on my short list right off the bat when I was like, oh yeah, the Purge is coming out this summer. But there is a trailer, but the teaser trailer is such a teaser trailer. It doesn't really show anything.
it's just a hat
Right, it
falling
was
to the ground.
yeah, and then there was like this whole like kind of like our country's falling on hard times. We got I mean it's like this kind of like almost political ad, and it was a teaser trailer to the point where it was like it didn't really show much of anything. So there wasn't enough for me. I almost consider it not a trailer. I almost consider there not being a trailer for
The
this
question
movie.
is, will Shelby get this? There's a lot of Trump fans there.
I'm sure they'll get it.
Shelby
I don't see
had,
why they wouldn't.
I know,
Yeah.
I was joking, but Shelby had the, I don't know if you guys remember, you probably will, but a right-wing documentarian did a movie called 2012 Obama's America.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about, this is what America will be like if Obama wins. Like, he's going to ruin the country. It's going to be an irrecoverable socialist state, pretty much. That movie played in Shelby for like 3 months. I mean, seriously,
know
you
this.
remember this, Andrew?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It was like there would be stuff we wanted to see, kind of like those fringe artsy movies that they may get, but nope, never got those. They had to keep 2012
Yeah.
playing. Ugh. Or maybe it was 2016. Maybe that was it.
Shelby's they're doing a lot of interesting. They're doing a lot of showtimes. They're trying to put like a bunch.
It was
of movies in there.
2016 Obama's America.
They're trying to put a bunch of movies in there at once, and so some movies are just getting like small showtimes right now. So it's interesting.
Are they better now that they're AMC, you think?
I don't know. I guess because I see a lot of like the bigger stuff. So you know, when I go see Ready Player One, I know there's gonna be multiple showtimes of that. But even that, it was like either you can go see it at noon, at 3, or at 10 o'clock at night,
Or
you know
in
what I
3D.
mean? Or there was like one 3D showing. So it's interesting. We'll see.
All right, so mine's The First Purge comes out July 4th. Gerard McMurray directing that. All right,
Okay.
Andrew, what's your number 8?
Number 8. My number 8 is Solo, a Star Wars movie.
I was wondering if this would make your list.
I was wondering too. In fact, about a week ago, I was in the grocery store, and a guy walked by with a Solo T-shirt,
Like a movie shirt?
like a shirt
Really?
with like the logo on it. Yeah.
Where did you get this?
I have no idea.
Want
That's one thought I had. But really, like he walked past and I looked, and it's Solo, a Star Wars movie, and I literally thought to myself,
Hey, Jerry.
no, I literally thought to myself, oh yeah, that's coming out. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's been like one small trailer for this thing. You know what I mean? Like,
We did a whole podcast on it. Jerry and I did. But go ahead.
I watched the trailer, and there's Star Wars stuff in it, and that's about the only thing. That and like Woody Harrelson, I'm like, you got just enough where I'm interested in this film. I'm really not excited for this film, really. Like a lot. I'll be honest. Like there's normally when we do the summer list, all 10 of these movies I would go see this weekend if they were out.
Yeah.
That's not the case for this year. Like, there's a lot of these movies which, like, I mean, I'll probably like to see them because, like, the summer is a time to go see a lot of movies. But, like, I'm not as excited for a lot of these films as I normally are. Some of the ones on the top of my list I'm very excited for. But a lot of these, like, Solo, it's like, it's Star Wars and it has, like, the Star Wars thing that scratches that Star Wars itch, I guess. But, like, man, I'm just not hyped for this movie at all.
There's a scene in the trailer where they, like, rob an Imperial train.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really cool. There was like an Imperial train on one of the old Star Wars video games on N64, and it looks very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
So like I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to see it. So it may show up on my list.
Yeah,
it
it
may. Okay, so we're to the top 7 here. Kate, what's your number 7?
All right, let me check on my weird little notes here. Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8?
Yep.
It's not your number 8. It's your number 7.
Yeah, it's my number 7.
Is this the all-female?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
No, it's
I'm
the other
not,
Ocean's movie coming
Yeah.
out this summer.
I'm not real. I don't really care that it's an all-female cast. That's not really something that's important to me. I want a good story. And are we okay?
The dog's dreaming over there.
Dream snoring.
Dream about an all-dog cast.
Yes.
Which I think there is a movie that's all dogs come out. Anyway,
What's it? Isle of Dogs.
Show dogs.
that's already out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still want to see that. Anyway, it is not going to come here. I like the idea of, I don't know, I enjoyed the Ocean's movies, particularly the first one. And I feel like, you know, it does look like a fun cast. And I just think it's going to be an enjoyable movie, so I want to go see it.
What a cast. Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Sarah Paulson.
Somebody
oh my
named
gosh.
Aquafina, which I love. I laugh every time I see her name.
Aquafina plays Constance. I have no idea who that is, but let's see. This movie is by Gary Ross. It comes out June 8th. So what else did Gary Ross? I'm looking up his filmography. He directed the first Hunger Games movie.
Okay.
I knew that
He's been to Shelby.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that means this movie will probably be a Shelby.
It's a local boy.
He directed Pleasantville and Seabiscuit.
Okay.
Well, 2 Tobey Maguire flicks there. So All right, that's your number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my number 7 is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, out June 22nd. It's directed by J.A. Banya. All right, so you're not getting Colin Trevorrow back.
Sure.
I'm really fascinated from what I'm hearing from the sit-up of this film. J.A. Banya is a horror director. I'm going to have to look up what else. He directed one known horror movie when I was looking this up, but I can't remember it. But he's described kind of the sit-up of this movie. So the first act, they go back to the park. You see that stuff with the volcano that you see in the trailer. But the second part of the film, the back half, is a more intimate, almost like horror-like movie. So remember in Lost World where they go to the mainland?
Yeah.
I think they go to San Diego or something like that. There's going to be stuff like that, but it's going to be more shots like up close. You're going to see like velociraptors going into homes and stuff like that. I was a fan of Jurassic World. I mean, I know it was a pure nostalgia bomb. That's what it was. This movie takes a lot of shit from film critics.
Sure.
Even though it made a ton of money. But I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it. This is one I will make time to go to the theater, even if I see it late, and I really want to talk about it on the podcast. So that's my number 7. What's your number 7, Andrew?
I'm glad you asked. My number 7, man, this is one of those movies where the trailer has kind of grown on me over time for whatever reason, and I think the main star is also one of the attractions of this movie for me. That's Mission Impossible Fallout. I'm really honestly surprised there's 2 movies on here I'm surprised have made my list, and this is one of them.
Really?
I'm not a big spy movie fan. You know that. You know what I mean? Like I've enjoyed the Mission Impossible films, but they've never been like this series that I've loved. You know what I mean?
I love the third one.
Sure. No, I mean I know you're a fan more so than I am. But I mean I don't know. It's a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible action film. It looks like in a summer that I feel like is gonna be slim pickings. I feel like it's gonna be an enjoyable movie. It's gonna be a fun movie that I'll probably forget about immediately after or something, but at least I'll have fun with it.
It's like everybody saw Infinity War was coming out this summer, and they're like, well, let's not release anything else worth of note.
Man, I normally, like I said, I normally have to I have really oh god, what movie am I gonna take out of my top 10? And it's like it was kind of there wasn't much indecision. So
all right, so that's your number 7. Number 6. What's your number 6, Kate?
So I have this section in the middle of my list that's they're all equal. I just have equal interest in them.
Sure.
So I've put them. I did my order. But I question them. Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
No, sometimes I question them.
Sure.
And I've been sitting here doing that, I think. I think mine would be Under the Silver Lake.
I've never heard of this movie in my life.
Andrew Garfield?
Is it really?
Yes, it is Andrew Garfield. He is staying at a hotel or something like that.
Holiday Inn, something.
In Silver Lake, I believe, is the location that they're making fun of. And it's kind of like a thriller comedy is the vibe I get from it. But it's like a...
Topher Grace is in this. He hasn't been in anything in forever.
So Garfield's character is staying here, and there's this mysterious girl in the pool at the hotel where he's staying. And he, greets her, and they make a connection. It looks like an apartment or a pool or something.
About it, yeah, because well, you can go ahead.
Anyway.
Okay.
Basically, they end up getting together, and he's like, oh, can I come see you tomorrow? And she says yes. And he goes to where she lives, and there's nothing there. And her landlord says that she moved out in the middle of the night. So now he's going through this mystery of, I believe her name is Sarah, how Sarah disappeared. And it's like this surreal conspiracy theorist thing. And I think it looks good. To me, it kind of felt like it had the same vibe as, oh my God, the movie that Ryan Reynolds... The movie with Ryan Reynolds where he's a serial killer.
Deadpool.
No, I know.
And he talks to his animals.
Mr. Brooks. No, never mind. That was Dane Cook.
That was Dane Cook.
Okay, I'll look at it at some point and I'll inform you. But it has that kind of feel to it. It's very surreal. It's brightly colored. It's supposed to be appealing, but it's a little crazy.
Right. I feel like the movie also, like the trailer at least to me, kind of gives this feeling of like, is he seems like he's trying to figure out all these puzzles.
But are they really there?
But are they even really puzzles? Or if he's just a little crazy? This is one of those movies that probably would have made my list, but I don't think it'll come to Shelby.
I want to see this.
I put it on my list anyway.
You
Because
know,
I think it sounds very interesting, and I will at some point see it.
How old do y'all think Andrew Garfield is?
35.
How old do you think?
I don't know. I'm terrible at guessing ages. You're probably close.
34. He's old, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
nailed
Are you kidding
That's
me?
not. I mean, just okay. He was old to be playing
That's
a
so
high
rude.
schooler in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
fair.
I'm not saying he's old. I mean, hell, I'm 31 years old. But I'm just saying, like, a couple years
Y'all a
ago,
bunch
he
of
was
old
playing a
farts.
senior in high school. Like,
Yeah.
and this is cool because we get Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, and Venom,
Topher Grace.
So great pick. I will see it just for that.
No, you won't.
No, but I really want to see it. Now, I've been looking up stuff while she's talking about it. It looks pretty good. This movie comes out June
Tomorrow.
22nd.
Okay.
Long.
Yes.
It's 139 minutes. So, okay. So my number 6 is Solo, a Star Wars story. You thought
Okay.
it would be higher. I bet you thought. Did you think it was my number 1 or 2?
I'm not sure number 1 or 2, but I thought it'd be higher than 6.
Yeah. There's just so much trouble with this movie. I mean, it's Star Wars, is Solo, all the shit you said.
Yeah.
But there's so much trouble with this movie as far as you had the stuff with not the Russo brothers. What's their name? Lego movie guys.
Yeah, Phil
Yeah,
Lord
Chris
and
Miller.
Chris
Phil
Miller.
Lord and Chris Miller, they were apparently just shooting a bunch of stuff and seeing what sticks. In the movie, Kathleen Kennedy had to come in the middle of it, fire them, bring in Ron Howard.
Or they were making their movie, and Kathleen Kennedy said, we can't do this with Han Solo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've enjoyed their movies so far that they've done. So
You know what? None of the Star Wars Disney stuff, with the exception of Rebels, to me, has been great. And I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. I did.
to me, The Force Awakens is the only one. But when I saw The Force Awakens, I'm like, wow, that was really fun, and that felt like, you know, some classic Star Wars, but like a new take. And I can't wait to see them put more depth to this film franchise. And then we got Rogue One, and we got Last Jedi, and like Marvel puts out 3 movies a year, and I'm like, when's the next one? When's the next one? Star Wars is putting out like 1 a year, and I'm like, okay, calm down, Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's slow our roll a little bit. Like, it's like
And you were a huge Star Wars fan.
I still think I am.
am,
I still
too.
think like this Solo movie gets me a little bit, but like. Yeah, like it's almost like they're making a Star Wars. Like I almost don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you want to hear the next Star Wars film? It's like not really.
Well, it's because
like,
they keep announcing not just new movies, but new trilogies.
Yeah, now
The
yeah,
Game of Thrones trilogy by Weiss and Benioff, the
Yeah.
Rian Johnson trilogy.
yeah.
I mean, we don't need. How about movies?
No, I'm not even opposed to that. I'm not opposed to new trilogies if they're good. I think I'd rather that than a Yoda prequel or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? Like,
To me, none of this has been bad, though. It's all been kind of ish to goodish, right? Like, none of it's been flat out bad.
sure, but it's starting to wear on me a little bit.
And
Like,
Star Wars is a rich property, I would say. Like, there's a lot to take in, a lot of characters, a lot of destinations.
yeah,
But hey, it's Donald Glover as
Donald
Lando.
Glover, Woody Harrelson.
That's enough to get my butt in the seat
sure,
and to buy a commemorative popcorn bucket. Okay,
and
So,
cup and
you gotta buy the
series of
combo.
figures
Yeah,
and
no, I'm not
an
buying the
Italian
figures,
comic
dude.
or
Jerry's
book.
already getting those, but
Is there a Italian book?
I'm sure there will be.
gotta be.
I do collect ever since Disney bought Star Wars all the Art of books. So I have the Art of Rogue One, Last Jedi, Force Awakens. I did pre-order the Art
DK
of
books or
Solo.
whatever. What are they?
Well, no, that's more like the encyclopedia.
That's
The
what
Art of-
okay. Never
I'll
mind.
show you. They're pretty
Encyclopedias
nice.
I like.
I have those too.
Okay.
So I am getting that for Solo, but that's it. So that my number 6, May 25th, Ron Howard. It is cool to see Star Wars return to Memorial Day weekend, and it's good, I think, because we're gonna have a year and a half before we see Episode 9. So
Yeah.
it's not a year later.
Man, I still feel like this movie's not getting a push though.
Maybe it's not that good.
I mean, I almost feel you just don't really hear much about it. I feel like they had a Super Bowl ad in that commercial. Like the next day, the trailer.
Teaser
But it's
trailer.
like I just feel like I'm not. Maybe it's more TV spots, and I just not a TV watcher or something. But I'm just not.
I didn't see any other trailer though.
Right,
Like, that's
yeah,
the trailer.
that's
That's,
the
it.
trailer.
I've only seen the one trailer.
The posters, they released them, and we found out some guy at Disney
Ripped
ripped off of a European
Allegedly.
artist. It's like
Allegedly.
but everything that comes out about this movie is just like crappy. I mean,
The casting was the only it's been downhill since they casted it. I feel like, so
yeah.
So,
All right, so that's my number 6. What's your 6, Andrew?
My number 6 is Disney Pixar The Incredibles 2. I mean, it's just, I guess, another Pixar film. I don't think I enjoyed The Incredibles as much as everybody else does.
I didn't, but
I enjoyed the movie. I'm sorry, I don't enjoy.
I like The Incredibles.
Yeah.
I do. It's just like not top Pixar.
Right.
for me.
So a lot of people, not a lot, but there's some people it's their favorite, or I'm not sure it'd even be my top 5 Disney Pixar.
That would be Cars 2.
That's it goes in order. Cars 1, Cars 2, Cars. No,
3.
but
Cars 3.5.
but I mean, I like The Incredibles,
And planes.
and that wasn't Pixar, though, was it?
It was Disney though.
That was just Disney.
Oh, was it really?
I don't think Pixar. I think it was,
Obviously,
it's
I didn't
the
go
same
see it.
world, but I think it was just Disney was like, this Cars movie. We sold a lot of merchandise, planes,
Yeah.
planes, and flying cars.
And then 9/11
And then we'll have
happened, and they scrapped
spaceship.
out.
That was years afterwards.
Too soon.
Too soon.
All right.
But in Incredibles 2, I mean, it's
They brought in Ron Howard to reshoot it.
this is one where they haven't seen too much, but I'm interested to see if this ties into this superhero, heavy movie world we live in now. You know what I mean? If it's going to be part parody as well. Like I'm interested in some of the Pixar sequels have left a little bit left you a little bit wanting compared to others, but I feel like this is going to be there's enough time in between these two movies that I feel like
So much
12
time.
years.
So
I feel
much
like
time.
I feel like they have an idea here. It's
Like
not
16
just
years.
it's not just Incredibles 2. It's like we have I'm sure they have an idea of something they want to do. Coco really was the last Pixar film, which really kind of brought it. Some of their films recently I haven't been too hot on, or just haven't seen, honestly, like Monsters University or Finding Dory. I haven't seen them either.
Monsters
They were both
University
cute.
is pretty good.
I'm sure they're good. I mean, they're Pixar films.
Finding
Even the
Dory
worst
was
one of
good.
theirs has still been enjoyable. You know what I mean?
Cars 2.
Cars 2 was like the hardest one, but I was still,
Not even seen it.
We
Yeah.
saw that in the theater, and we were like the only 2 adults in there without
adult
kids.
men. Yeah.
And it was awful. It
Yeah.
was like all Mater all the time.
It was like the Mater movie is what it felt like. Like kids
Gross.
love Mater, you know what I mean? If Cars 2 felt like the first Pixar film where I'm like, oh, this feels like a cash in almost. But anyway, Coco was really good.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite films from last year. I saw it after we made our top 10 list or whatever, but it would be on there now. So I mean, I'm excited. It's a Pixar film, and in the summer where there doesn't seem to be much excitement, I'm pretty excited for this one. So
But there's Infinity War.
not in the summer though, is it? Okay.
All right, Kate.
You almost had me.
The top 5 most anticipated movies of summer 2018. What's your number 5, Kate?
Well, okay, wow. Especially because I was going to go back for a second. The Voices is the movie I was thinking of with Ryan Reynolds, where
Okay.
he's indiscriminately murdering people and talking
not
to his pets
Deadpool.
about it.
Which
Yeah.
is the same movie.
I'm guessing neither of you have seen it then, huh?
I've not
No.
seen Voices.
All right, well, it's depressing, but it's quite good too. Anyway,
I saw Buried. Did you ever see that one with Ryan Reynolds?
no, hard pass. That is beyond my
that was some
comfort
of his
zone.
best acting ever, though.
Oh, Buried.
Yeah, where he's buried alive. In
Do you think he was acting, or do you think he was just miserable?
I think he was acting.
That was a good movie. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Oh God, no. Okay, I can't. I'm uncomfortable just thinking about that.
Sure.
Anyway, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And you're a fan of the first Peyton
I-
Reed Ant-Man film?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was very fun. I thought the characters were relatable. I enjoyed what's his face, Paul Rudd.
Paul
Yeah,
Rudd.
Paul
Yeah.
Rudd.
Not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I think it'll be nice to see the next one. Want to see where the characters go. I want to see, where he stands since. I mean, is he going to be in?
Infinity War.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be in Avengers 4, maybe the end of Infinity War.
So there's two. Well, a couple. Well, because if I'm not
Let's talk
mistaken,
about Infinity War
Ant-Man the
theories, guys.
Wasp is supposed to take place before Infinity War.
That's
correct?
what I thought.
I think so, yeah.
And then there has been they just released a bunch of character posters like today or yesterday or whatever.
was Ant-Man one of them?
Ant-Man's not one of them.
Hawkeye was.
Hawkeye's not one of them either. So there is like this kind of and Ant-Man's not and Hawkeye aren't in the
You want me
trailer.
to tell you the
No,
rumor that I heard?
no, I don't want to hear the rumor, and I also haven't been watching a lot of the trailers. To be fair, so
Yeah.
I kind of but it is kind of something to note.
It was
I
a
guess,
fan
but
theory. It wasn't a rumor.
Everything's fan theories nowadays.
Yeah, I heard it on
even
another
the rumors,
podcast.
even the character posters are just fan theories.
All right, so Ant-Man and the Wasp. We saw the first Ant-Man at the Big E in Gaffney. Remember that?
Classic.
That
I don't
was
remember where we
fun.
saw it. I don't
fun.
even remember who I saw it with, but I
It was
remember
me,
seeing it.
You, Jen, and
I
Owen.
saw it with my mom, and it was
Aw.
great.
And Joe Roberts drove separately.
Really?
Yeah.
Classic Joe.
Yeah, classic Joe. All right, so that's Kate's number 5. My number 5 is Christopher Robin, out August 3rd, directed by Mark Foster. It looks really fun. We get Domhnall Gleeson in this film. And basically, he is a tired old man who can't find any happiness. He's not that old, adult, who can't find any happiness in his life. And Pooh Bear shows back up.
This tired old man, he's 25.
And reminds him what it means to be kind of a kid again and the heart of a child. And it's basically the Disney version of Ted is what it looks like.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
Okay.
Have you seen the trailer for
The only
Christopher
trailer?
Robin?
The little
yeah,
teaser
Yes,
trailer.
the teaser trailer. I
Is
have.
that not so cute?
Sure,
on.
yeah, it's
It's
adorable.
not Toad's Adorb.
Okay, well,
I know I've never said cute as much as I have since I found out I was having a daughter, because you get stuff for her like at showers and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's really no other adjective to describe it except cute.
I
you
was
could
gonna
say
s-
girly.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
not-
sexist, and
that's
that would
like
make you a pig.
condescending, kind of. You know. I don't
Oh,
wanna be
wow.
that.
I was gonna
That is condescending.
I was gonna say you haven't said cute so much since you started watching the Paddington movies.
Oh yeah, oh, God! Paddington 1 is phenomenal. Paddington 2, I think, comes out next week. I can't wait to see it. I'm really
I've heard
excited.
ever since you got on this kick. I've heard good things about these movies.
I got a bone to pick with
So-
you on that, too.
Well, we talked about it. You didn't like it. You were doing laundry
Nope,
and you wanted to kill yourself.
No, it's about the release date.
No, about the release date. You were all
Oh.
fussing at me that it was one of mine was already released, but Paddington had
It was
already
on-
been released too.
In the UK.
I don't see why that's different.
I was talking about the American release. This is an American
Wow,
podcast.
you know, if you really
But it
wanted
hadn't
to
been
go
released-
see it, you could hop on a plane and go watch it. That's
It
all I'm
hadn't been released in
saying.
America yet for her list.
We
Right?
bought
So
Harper a Paddington bear. So
Aw.
cute. Yeah, really cute.
she's gonna be afraid of bears.
Yeah. All right. So
You don't know her.
Christopher Robin. Look, I mean, any of these Disney live action movies have been really good, I think. Now, have they been some nostalgia trips and some rehashes? Yeah, but I mean, there's not like a definitive Winnie the Pooh movie. So I don't expect this to be a rehash. And I think I don't know, it's going to be adorable. Come on. Okay,
It's
so
gonna be cute. You mean, Brett?
yeah, cute. That's my number 5.
Okay.
All right, what's your number 5, Andrew?
My number 5 is the other movie that I wasn't even sure was gonna make my list. But again, I've seen. I think I'm pretty sure it's the same trailer over and over and over again, and it's finally just grown on me for some reason. And that's Ocean's 8. And this is one where it's like, man, I first saw that trailer.
Such a cute movie.
So cute, so girly.
I'm sorry. I distinctly remember you
condescending.
groaning when I said I wanted to see it when we first saw the theater trailer.
Well, so here's my thing with the Ocean's trilogy. I love Ocean's 11. Disliked Ocean's 12 so much I never even saw 13.
Really?
Yeah, and so like it's kind of like I don't know what it was about 12. I just didn't like it. So when this one was coming out, I'm like, this looks like another Ocean's movie. But then as I've watched the trailer, I'm like, this looks like another Ocean's movie. You know what I mean? Like for some reason, like it's just and like the last time I watched the trailer, Mindy, what's her last name?
Mindy Mendelsohn.
No. Anyway,
Mindy who?
Kaling, what did you pronounce his name?
Colin?
Kelly from The Office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, she had like some line where it's like, do we even have to steal anything? Let's just go to this thing, you know what I mean? And like I've heard that line a million times. Last time I watched the trailer, it made me laugh. Like I don't know what's going on, but like this trailer, I don't know.
So that's your number 5.
Maybe I watched so many shitty trailers leading up
this
to this.
summer, man. Like you take Infinity War out of it, it's like it's iffy.
It is.
Really is.
You honestly groaned, and I thought I was going to have to go see it by myself.
I'll go see it. But now I'm like, okay, I want to go see
But
this
you
movie.
have to go
like,
see Winnie the Pooh. That's the trade-off.
Okay.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Number 4, Kate. What's your number 4?
Number 4 for me is the Jurassic World that's coming out.
So, were you a fan of the first Jurassic World a couple years ago?
I enjoyed it, yes. I just, here's my thing. I love all the Jurassic Park movies, even the bad ones.
You love dinosaurs.
I do. I don't know. It was just a big part of my growing up.
Yeah.
I remember I had the Sorry.
Well, I'm glad that was, but O.J. Simpson wasn't. So.
I had the little
parents
dinosaurs
didn't
where the
believe in
mouths
dinosaurs.
opened.
It's not
You
true.
push a little lever in there. I played with those in the bathtub. I freaking loved those toys.
Yeah,
I played with them all the
spit
time.
water that was like.
I did not have one of those.
Yeah.
Put
That
Kool-Aid in it, so it looks like it's acid.
But I do.
Got
I just
diabetes
love
from the Kool-Aid.
I love the dinosaurs. I just love the dinosaurs, man. I'm excited. Even if it wasn't like the most amazing thing ever, I love the series.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too. The only one I think is a bad Jurassic Park movie is Lost World.
I still like that
What?
one too.
I don't think that's
What?
a good movie. I like the third Jurassic Park 3 when Alan Grant comes
The
back.
Found World, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love the Found.
Alan, that raptor on the plane. Alan! Alan!
The finale of that movie is awesome. Remember, he's in like the pterodactyl aviary
Cage,
and
yeah.
all that. Like, oh my god! Like, now there are great moments in Lost World, like where the RV
Gymnastics
is
and
kind of
stuff.
teetering over the
Oh, yeah.
edge. Remember that? That's good.
I like all of them.
Yeah,
I love every single one. I've been thinking about going through and just watching them all again.
you should. They're about to come out on 4K.
Crazy. Are they really?
Yeah,
I'm not crazy.
you have the Blu-ray set though.
do.
He has all of them.
I do.
All right, so that's your number 4.
Mm-hmm.
That was my number 7. So my number 4 is Skyscraper.
Your numbers, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Starring The Rock, comes out July 13th. Directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, who I have no idea who he is, but
He directed that other movie, The Tower.
no, he didn't. So this reminds me a little bit of San Andreas.
Never heard of it.
You didn't see that?
Is
Yes,
it all the
I did see it.
helicopters?
No, that's Rampage.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, I want to see
same
that
same
one, too.
director as San Andreas.
Rawson Marshall Thurber.
Classic.
All right,
Classic
so
rock helicopter
The
director.
Rock. I think he's a veteran
Right, he's missing a
who's
leg.
missing a leg.
And he's
Yeah.
just some dumb, stupid security guard now.
Yeah, something like that. And all I
Wow.
know is the poster, which is now the cover YouTube cover image for this podcast, is him. is him jumping from one skyscraper to another.
He's jumping from a crane to a skyscraper.
Is that
right?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, still bad.
And the math doesn't work.
Right, like so many people will look at that poster like he would just fall right.
He
here.
just
Reed
falls
Richards
straight
is
down.
like, well, if you calculate the math, I'm Dr.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
If
He
you
reached
calculate the
out
math,
and
it just
grabbed
stretches exactly. Come here, ethnic the thing. Come here.
Yes, you're now in my movie. And I see, this is what I miss about doing the podcast in person, this kind of shit. But Skyscraper, looks like a disaster movie. Would you
Almost.
classify this as
I
a
would.
disaster movie?
Watching the trailer. That's why I was questioning myself. I'm like, is this a disaster film? It's not. I'm not sure there's enough disaster. It's just one building on fire.
Yeah.
So, but
I
yeah.
want to see. This is one
What
of
is the actual premise?
it's
Rock jumps from a crane to a skyscraper.
I mean, that's what I've gathered.
The point is, The Rock is like head of security for this new skyscraper that's supposed to be like a city in a building. It's supposed to be like the skyscraper, the
Like
unsinkable
to end
skyscraper.
all
like the one in Dubai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like his family lives there. He lives in this skyscraper now, and like terrorists try to
That
take
seems
it
like
over.
a terrible
It looks
idea.
like Die Hard, but his family lives
See,
there.
that's what I thought. Is it
Like-
Die Hard? Is it just
No,
another
in
Die
Die
Hard?
Hard, he's trying to get out of here. He's trying to get into the skyscraper.
Well, it looks like he's in the skyscraper,
is-
but then he gets out so he can get up because the skyscraper's on
So
fire.
then he can jump skyscrapers.
Well, I think he has to get above the fire. Is why he's jumping into the skyscraper. Is he has to?
I want to
bump-
make a disclaimer.
Okay.
If you are caught in a
God.
building that is on fire, do not go up.
Well, he goes out
Unless you're The
and then
Rock,
goes
then
up
go
in a
up.
non-fire building to jump into above fire.
The Rock
So-
does not need discretional advice.
Yes, he's the Rock. Dude, we have to review this on the podcast. I don't care if it's when it comes out on
Okay.
Blu-ray or something. We have
Oh
to
my
review
goodness.
it. See, I saw San
I'm very
Andreas.
excited now for Reverse Die Hard.
Yeah, me too. That's what it's going to be called. I wanted to see
Enter
San
the Die
Andreas
Hard.
so bad that summer, and I didn't get to see it. And I
I
watched
saw
it
it.
like a year. Did you go? You went to the
I
theater?
saw
and
that
saw
buddy
it?
in theaters. Yeah,
Speaking
called
of
him
Paul
Bunny.
Giamatti, he's in that one.
was he? I don't
He's
even
like
remember.
the scientist guy.
The scientist guy. Yeah.
That was his
Woody
credited
Harrelson
role.
was the scientist guy in 2012.
I wonder who the scientist guy in Skyscraper is. I guess Mr.
Some
Fantastic.
nerd,
Dr.
John
Fan-
Hamm.
John Hamm is Dr. Fantastic.
Dr.
I don't
Fantastic.
think you can make that jump, Rock.
By my calculations, I don't need calculations. And he just runs.
I mean, it's not Batman.
What if the Skyscraper is repurposed Avengers Tower? Because they got rid of it and
Oh my
Spider-Man's
that's what
Homecoming
happens.
now?
is Mr. Fantastic is like, there's no way you're going to make it, Rock. There's no way. He runs, and right before he jumps, he takes off his leg, which lowers his weight just enough where he just...
Yes.
My God, he's done it!
No, he grabs his leg to do a zip line.
There you go, yeah. He hooks onto the ledge with his leg.
I had a legit Marvel epiphany, okay?
Oh, okay.
Remember at the end of Homecoming, they're moving everything out of Avengers Tower?
I've heard
it's like
this.
somebody bought it. What if it's the Fantastic Four, and they're going to make that the Baxter building?
Weren't they just moving it to the other Avengers thing? Weren't they just moving it to the compound?
complex?
Who?
Wasn't the whole point?
Yeah, but he said
they
they sold it. He says we've sold it. I'm pretty sure.
Probably Tony Stark.
Okay,
I have no
but
idea.
he could have just as easily have sold it to
Reed Richards,
the Black Panther,
they sold
to
the
be
building.
repurposed as.
There's no, yeah.
They sold the building?
Yeah, the building.
Oh, yeah,
So
that'd be
now
interesting.
that
Yeah, Baxter building. Yeah, that would okay, I get you.
All right,
I'm there with you.
All right, so that's my number 4. Now,
I thought you were saying Reed Richards bought all this stuff in the crates.
No. He bought the building. The
Reed
Fantastic
Richards probably
Four
did, but somebody who owns the Baxter building, some sort of think tank that Reed Richards will become part of.
Yeah,
the building.
Mole Man think tank.
Yeah, there you go.
He rolls around in it.
Paul
like a mole.
Giamatti.
And he comes.
I'm working on a rhino suit. It's like, no, wrong movie.
Wrong movie, dude. You're supposed to.
You're
be
working on mole people. Oh, okay.
Wait, the role was scientist guy. You got to be more specific, okay?
He just hires a bunch of people with moles.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is. Just a moley guy.
Ew.
Moley mole. Mike Myers. Get Mike Myers.
Oh,
moley
Jesus.
mole.
All right. So Skyscraper is now number 1. I'm going to redo my list right now. What's your number 4, Andrew?
Skyscraper. No, I'm just kidding. My number 4, I have to look. My number 4 is Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a Marvel film, and they've been just knocking it out of the park recently, and Infinity War looks no different. Paul Rudd is going to be in it. Paul Rudd.
He is going to be in this movie.
Love me some Paul Rudd. And
just established that.
So, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the first one. And this one, I think it's going to be better than the first one. It just, I don't know.
I'm hoping so too.
Yeah. Looks good.
First one was really, really good. I don't know if I'd classify it as great. I think I gave it like a good and a half.
I probably would have given it.
Abby loved it when we went back and watched it.
I think I feel like that's one of those where people liked it more than I did. But I feel like that's
it's one that
everything in life.
again have been thinking about watching again just because I did enjoy it so much.
I mean, I'll watch it before the new one comes out.
Okay.
Cool.
She's like, who's Ant-Man? What's this character? That was me being confused as to who Ant-Man is. And scene.
All right, we're to number 3. Kate, what's your number 3?
All right. Interestingly enough, because you kind of acted like I didn't want to see this movie, Christopher Robin.
All right.
Okay.
Are you kidding? I saw this thing and I was like, oh, I like me some Winnie the Pooh. And then he spoke and I was like, oh my God, that's my Winnie the Pooh. That's my Winnie the Pooh voice. I love that man. So if you can't tell, I'm really excited.
Apparently, yeah.
And then we're going to get the Bear verse where it's like Winnie the Pooh, Paddington, and Ted.
And the Care Bears?
I do not like that.
They team up to make the Care Bears?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Write this down.
Corduroy. Gotta have Corduroy, man. I love
Mr.
him.
Fantastic recruits.
Rupert. I gotta get Rupert in there. Yeah, he's the little white bear, right?
And then Braveheart.
What's the name of that?
Lionheart.
Teddy
Brave
Ruxpin?
Lionheart.
Teddy
Yeah.
Get him in there.
Anyway, I'm very excited about it. I wish there was more to go off of. I'm disappointed that there's only a teaser trailer. But it's Disney. Here's my only concern. I'm guessing Disney made it as well since it's Peter Pan, but the Peter Pan one where they followed the writing of the story.
I don't think that was Disney.
Okay. Well then good, because I did not like that movie.
Because that, like, Peter Pan's one of those where there's no rights holder, even though Disney's known for it.
It had Johnny Depp in it, and he was the guy who wrote Peter Pan. I'm so knowledgeable on this, I don't even know who his name is. But it was the story of him meeting up with this woman and meeting her 2 kids and then writing the story of Peter Pan based on their experiences. And it was god-awful, and I didn't like it.
I don't remember that. There's also the one that just came out that Christopher Robin.
That's what I was about to say. It's another Christopher Robin movie. It's about the guy who created Winnie the Pooh, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping this doesn't have any of those vibes.
Sure,
I want it to be a nice. It's a new story. It's about Christopher Robin himself. It's, the whole Winnie the Pooh universe is real. Presumably, I mean, it could still be just his imagination trying to help him through this hard time, but I'm hoping that it's not. Man. Yeah. I'm hoping that it's feel good, but it's also fun, and it doesn't leave me depressed that my childhood ended.
It's at the end where it finds an origin for like a new Batman villain, Christopher Robin.
Hey, what do you think about Woody Harrelson playing Eeyore?
Oh, is he?
Why?
I'm
Is
just
he?
kidding.
I was about to
okay.
say, like,
He
I mean,
can
I
play
guess if he
anything,
was
man.
good at it,
He's
as
John
long
Hamm
as
is playing Eeyore.
No,
as long
John
as Eeyore
Hamm's
is a
Eeyore.
stuffed animal that I don't have to like see Woody Harrelson's face on, sure.
Yeah. It's just a donkey and Woody
I heard.
Harrelson's
I was like,
face.
I heard Chris Rock was playing Eeyore.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
So let's Dreamcast Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That's that. Okay.
That's that.
Tigger will be played by Billy Eichner.
Yeah.
Seth
that
Rogen
is
will
who's
play.
playing
Seth
that.
Rogen will play Eeyore.
Is Seth Rogen really Eeyore?
I mean,
No.
okay, but for
I'm
real
just
though,
doing the Lion King cast.
aren't most
Okay.
of those
Okay.
voices
He's
all
playing
the same
Pumbaa.
guy who does Winnie the Pooh himself?
I think
It sounds
so.
like it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I
Peter
know
Cullen.
Owl and
That's Optimus
Pooh Bear,
Prime.
and I don't think Piglet is the same voice actor. That's a different
I mean, we
person.
haven't heard anybody but Pooh, have we? So.
Right, I know, but I'm just saying, going back to the TV show and the previous animated movies. But I love that Winnie the Pooh voice.
Haley
I'm very
Atwell's
excited.
in it. She was
Agent
Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris O'Dowd's in it.
Classic.
He's the guy from Bridesmaids, the cupcake maker. He was also in Cloverfield Paradox. He was the guy whose arm got
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
mhm.
Y'all know him if you saw him, Chris O'Dowd.
The arm guy from Cloverfield, yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
know him. He's he's
I could
Irish or something.
Yeah, I could see him as Piglet.
Allegedly.
Piglet.
No, I'm just kidding. Maybe the rabbit.
Either way,
What's the rabbit's name?
Rabbit.
rabbit.
Oh,
It's
that's
rabbit,
original.
Eeyore, kangaroo, owl.
That's back when like there was no property, so like we'll just name this the animal's name.
Well, no, it's okay. If I'm not mistaken, it is based off of a guy documenting things that happened with his child, and those were what he named the stuffed animals. They're on display somewhere.
Yeah, in Washington?
I think.
I think so.
They're
I'd love to
somewhere.
see
They're
them.
on display. The original
I'm
Winnie the
gonna
Pooh
look
animals.
that up now.
Okay.
Original Suicide Squad. That's the first thing that come out. Okay, I'm gonna look it up in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm really looking.
I'm
forward
excited,
to
and I was a little confused why you thought I wouldn't be interested.
because you hate Paddington Bear
That's
with
because
all your
Paddington's
heart.
not a good movie.
Yes, it.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Rotten Tomatoes disagrees.
Rotten
So
Tomatoes
does-
Tomatoes is
suck
rotten.
it.
So does Metacritic and every other like movie review. All right, so my number 3 is Ant-Man and the Wasp, July 6th. Peyton Reed. It's on all of our lists. I'm gonna say this: Paul Rudd is in it.
Paul Rudd!
I don't know if we established that. No, here's
Oh,
what,
is he?
Yeah, and it's a Marvel movie. All right.
I thought they were done.
All right, so here's what I'm looking for. I want to see more about Hank Pym's past in the MCU.
Okay.
We're going to get Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet, so that's going to be good. Janet Van Dyne becomes Janet Pym. So I think Michelle Pfeiffer was recently, she was in Mother. She made kind of a comeback in that. So it's good to see her kind of get back into mainstream movies, but I want to see what happened because obviously Hank Pym and Janet have a very infamous past in Marvel Comics. He's a womanizer. He abuses her. At one point, he sprays her with bug spray.
That was in the Ultimate
Comics.
Universe, yeah.
Can you imagine if he does that?
No, I can't.
All right. But I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
Okay.
So what's your number 3, Andrew?
I'm glad you asked. My number 3 is a movie you may have heard of called Disney's Christopher Robin.
Really?
Yes, it is. Considering this is a trailer that shows
Nothing.
very little, I'm like so excited for this stupid movie. Like I love Winnie the Pooh as well. It just I don't know, man. Like when I heard they're doing this live action Winnie the Pooh and there's gonna be the CGI Pooh Bear, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be creepy. Like this
the
thing's
big
gonna look
yellow
creepy.
with the really red shirt.
Either way, it's gonna look creepy. And I look at it, I'm like, that's awesome. Like, why isn't my stuffed animal come to life? You stupid piece of crap, non-living thing.
You have so many, it would be scary.
Here's the original animals. I looked them up if you want to look.
Okay,
They're
thanks.
kind
Where
of
are
creepy.
They're not creepy.
Oh,
they're
the New York Public
careworn.
Library? Is that
They're
They
on-
look bad
they're on
because
Google
somebody
Images.
loved them.
Where are they located currently?
I don't know. Let me Google that.
But yeah, I mean, man, I'm just excited about this film. I haven't watched a lot of these live action films that they've done recently.
New York Public Library.
Okay, they've done Jungle Book, which I heard was really good. Haven't seen it.
It's on Netflix, I think.
I know. I need to get
Cinderella
around
was
to it.
good. That was their
Cinderella I
first
heard
one.
was
Was
good.
It
Haven't
was very
seen it.
good.
Beauty and the Beast did see it. I loved it, even though a
I
lot of
liked
people lampooned it. But I mean, it made
You
a ton of money,
parodied it?
so
Yeah, sure did.
she did not care for it. A lot of people I know did not care for it. I loved it. So if it's to that caliber,
Plot of Ocean's
Great.
12. Break into New York Public Library. Still the original.
Ocean's
Winnie the
9,
Pooh.
you mean?
Whatever.
It'd be a sequel to Ocean's 8. Ocean's 9.
Yeah.
And then we Ocean's 10, and then we'll just
prequel,
die.
the prequel Ocean trilogy. So we're all really high.
Wait till
on Winnie the
Ocean's
Pooh.
1 comes out. It's just George Clooney's son starting out robbing things. Anyway.
Okay. All right. So 3 is Pooh.
Who would you cast as George Clooney's son?
George Lopez. For the hell, wow, this happened.
I'd John Hamm personally.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So number 2, Kate. Speaking of Pooh, what's your number 2?
Wow.
We're not.
Well, I was gonna say that my number 3 was Disney's Christopher Robin, not Christopher Robin's Pooh. Which don't Google that.
CG Pooh.
It's not a family
Oh my God,
movie.
I'm going to stop both of you right now and just tell you that my number 2 is Breaking In.
Never heard of it.
I really haven't heard.
Okay, so Breaking In is, you only heard of it because I made you watch
right.
it.
You didn't make
The
me. I
preview,
wanted to,
whatever.
To be fair,
You
described this movie, and I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
now?
So when I go to make these
hard.
lists,
Thriller.
it's a thriller. When I make these lists, I go through and I look at the titles, and if the title seems like something I'd be interested in, I click it, and then I read the synopsis, and then I watch the trailer.
You judge a movie by its title first.
I sure do.
Sounds like a prequel to Breaking Bad. Breaking In.
No, definitely not. So it's about this lady
It's a prequel to Skyscraper.
who doesn't get interrupted.
Sounds awful.
So it's about this lady. Her father has passed away, and he has a nice house. So she takes her 2 children to this house where she's going to get it ready to put on market. And while she's there, she finds out it's got a pretty hefty security system. And it's a really nice house. So she's like, man, Dad, what were you trying to hide something? You've got, screens on your windows. Like, you can lock down. It's crazy. And while she's outside one night, getting everything together, her kids are inside, some people break into the house and they kidnap her children by locking the house down with her outside. They want something that her father has or did or made. I'm not really sure. It looks like he's got a lot of money. She just wants her kids back. So these
And now
criminals,
they're on a wacky
these
adventure.
criminals are, blackmailing her to get her to help them find whatever it is they want. She has no idea about it. She's just trying to get back into the house to save her kids.
Yeah.
I think it sounds really good. It is supposed to be, I think they technically called it a horror, but to me it looks more like a thriller.
Yeah.
A suspense movie. And I don't really do those, but I like the premise. I think it has a lot of potential to be enjoyable, even though it's gonna have jump scares and I'm not gonna like that.
Yeah, I didn't hear about this until like 20 minutes before we started recording this. So, but the premise sounds interesting. And the fact that you put a horror thriller so high on your list,
Right.
I'm like, maybe we should check this movie out. So,
Of course, you didn't know where it was on my list
Can
at
I
the time.
change my top 10?
sure. Do you want to?
Yeah,
You want to put this on here?
No, I want to knock Deadpool out. This
Okay.
is serious. I'm going to
Okay.
knock Deadpool out.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in probably at number 6. So
Okay.
right above Solo.
Okay.
All right. It is a movie coming out. Evan told me about it, but I wasn't sure it was going to get released. Okay, so I just looked it up.
Okay.
It's called Action Point.
Oh my God.
The Johnny
Stars
Knoxville.
Johnny
Yeah.
Knoxville, Chris Pontius. So it's basically kind of in the style of Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa.
Right.
They go to this old notorious theme park and they ride all these.
Have you seen the trailer for this?
It's his
screwed up
theme park.
rides.
Have you seen the trailer
It
for
is.
this?
No, I hadn't.
You
but-
need
It
to watch the
basically
trailer. You're a
looks
little
like
off.
a bunch of
Okay.
Jackass stunts that they built a movie around.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Like some of the stunts look like it's just them doing stunts or
Really?
Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, it's
All
pretty
right.
interesting.
Breaking In comes out May 11th, just for the record.
Okay.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, okay, I'm sold. It said from the star of Jackass, so that was enough.
I mean, you knew that. Paul Rudd's also in it.
Paul Rudd.
And
Oh
John
man.
Hamm.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go see. I have to see this in the freaking theater.
Okay.
But it's not a Jackass Presents, even though it is Paramount.
Right. You can watch the trailer later.
Okay.
All
It's
We'll review that.
okay.
No, we won't.
We should for real.
Okay.
Okay, so
I like the part where he got hurt.
all right.
I like the part where they punched him in the balls.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always
Because it'll
the
be
best
there.
part. Yeah.
There is
it'll
a-
No,
be
not
in
the first
opening
one. The
scene.
second one. I like the second time they punched him in the
Okay.
balls.
Yeah, that's gonna be my number 6 now. So Deadpool's out. I'm
So long,
serious, I'm serious.
Deadpool. Well, I believe you.
Okay. All right. So let's see. We're on number 2. My number 2 is Mission Impossible Fallout. Christopher McQuarrie out. July 27th. I love these movies. It's one of my favorite action franchises of all time. Just to see what kind of crazy batshit stuff Tom Cruise is going to do.
More so than the Mummy.
Yeah, a lot more so than the Mummy.
You don't like Universal's Monster Dark Universe Cinematic Universe?
One movie doesn't qualify a franchise, Andrew. So,
well, when Tom Cruise is in it, it does.
From the star of the Mummy, Mission Impossible 6, Fallout.
From the star of the non-Brendan Fraser The Mummy.
Yes, thank you.
Now that's a franchise.
That's a franchise right there.
But I mean, I adore these movies, so I'm really looking forward to the helicopter stunt that Tom Cruise breaks
his ankle on.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see what that actually is. Ving Rhames is back as God, what's his name?
All CGI though.
No, he's not really there.
I'm excited about Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
I love him.
Luther Strode. That's
is Jeremy Renner in this one?
Yeah, no,
okay.
He's out. So
he's too busy with
not
Tag.
Not even in Avengers
Yeah.
Infinity War.
he's only doing comedies now.
Cut him out of it.
He's just following John Hamm around doing whatever movie
he's
he's
just
in.
gone back to doing makeup.
That's why he can't do it.
Jeremy Renner's going to be the Human Torch.
He's in that game of Tag, so he can't make any movies. So
yeah.
All right, so that's my number 2.
That's how he managed to not be tagged. He's always on set.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is my number 2 is not Pooh. It is the movie you just took off the list, which is Deadpool 2.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Action Point. You need to put that on there.
Action Point is an honorable mention.
I was gonna say it was my honorable mention.
Yeah.
I'm watching the trailer.
One of my honorable mentions. I have some other ones, but anyway, Deadpool 2. I mean, it's Deadpool 2.
It's Deadpool.
I mean, the first one was just so freaking good, and I'm not even one of these big Deadpool fans. Like, he's just one of those characters. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Man, that first one was so good, and these trailers for these new ones aren't even showing movie footage, and it's been really good. You know what I mean? Like, I started watching the newest one, and it's it looked like actual footage from the movie. I'm like, oh no, I'm done. Like, I'm already gonna see this. You guys sold it to me, without me having seen footage, really. You know what I mean? So, man, I'm just excited for this movie. I'm genuinely excited for this film, unlike some others on my list. So,
there's one thing I'm excited for Deadpool 2. So they're introducing X-Force.
Okay.
And in X-Force, that's where Deadpool has... This is the one version of comic Deadpool I really like X-Force Deadpool. Mm-hmm. And he has the gray and black outfit. So they kind of teased that in the trailer, but it's just dust from rubble and stuff.
Okay.
But I wonder if he really has that suit. But
I'm also not.
That's really
I'm
nerdy,
not a person who has any affinity for Cable or anything. So if he's just gonna be if he's just gonna be like Colossus was in the first one, that's perfectly fine with me. You know what I mean?
I think he'll be more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine he will be, but I'm saying I don't mind if he's just Deadpool straight man, essentially, because I'm not really they can't ruin Cable for me. I don't really care one way or the other about him or most of the other characters. I guess is one of the good things about Deadpool. I know who Cable is. I know Domino and some of these people, but I don't really care about them either way. So Ryan Reynolds is great. Deadpool 2, man. I'm sure for a lot of people it's probably the most anticipated
I know
film.
it is, yeah.
So
especially if you're a big Deadpool fan.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 1. Here we are. I think I know what your number 1 is gonna be.
Oh wait, tell me, what is it?
Deadpool.
I didn't even actually make my list.
Wow.
That's what I was laughing at the first thing when we started. I know when you started.
It
didn't make my list at all.
Good.
Neither did Solo.
Deadpool didn't make my list. Now I'm surprised Solo didn't make it because you're a Star Wars fan.
Right, I don't care about his character. I don't think they
In
developed
the original movies, or
I mean, he's just kind of a dick, and they didn't really.
A lovable dick.
I'm sorry, pardon, but they didn't really delve into his character. I don't know. Maybe I'll like him more after this movie, but
no. Bold move, Cotton.
Honestly, you pretty much. You almost kind of crapped on my number 1 movie.
Yes.
I am ready to see Incredibles 2, dang it.
I crapped on it.
Yeah, you were a little...
It's number, what on my list? Number 6 on my list.
Sure, but you did a couple that you put on your list, and you're still
I said it's not my favorite Pixar film, the first one.
Cool, so I'm very excited about this movie.
That's a high standard.
I have
Pixar makes
been
great
waiting.
films.
I have been waiting for this movie for a long time.
I should have known this was number 1.
You should have, because I freaking love dumb cartoons.
Right.
I'm all about this crap.
Yeah, and you're
I'm
excited
hoping that they do not do a parody of what's going on with superheroes today.
I don't want it to be
I'm
straight parody.
Stop.
Okay.
This is her number 1.
This is
Shut
my
up.
number 1, dog.
My apologies.
I'm hoping I'm hoping it's more like it was, where, yeah, they're a superhero family, but they're just a family.
Sure.
See in the trailer where Mr. Incredible is just trying to take care of Jack. He's just trying to make his family happy. He's just trying to support his wife. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that so bad.
I don't mean, I feel like the Teen Titans Go to the movies might be more of a straight up parody.
Right.
I don't mean like that. I just think like there's so much to pull from in this superhero laden world we live in. It's not going to be a straight parody.
Right. And I understand that.
Okay.
But like really, I want to see more of
The family.
I don't know. The
family
whole
dynamic.
Modern Family Superhero Edition.
In the first movie, I loved the whole he just wanted to be good to his family. He just wanted to be a good dad. He wanted to be a good man. And yeah, he wanted some self-fulfilling things too, but in the end, his family was just what he needed to take care of. He couldn't lose his family again. He'd done it once.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to make sure that his wife is fulfilled, that she's getting the most out of life. I think that's such a nice... It's just nice. I want to see more of it.
You know more about this film than I do, Ethan.
Sorry.
Like,
I just watched the trailer.
We need that type of positivity in Trump's America. We do. So,
I like it. I enjoyed the characters. I want to see more of them. Again, I have waited a long time for this film. I think it is going to be a little weird for me in that they really do, since the actors don't age because they're just, animated.
Yeah.
They can jump immediately back into where we were.
Well,
realistically, Jack should be like 12.
Right, I think that would be a little weird too, because I mean,
22.
Some animated films they have had people age, and even like the Toy Story franchise has kind of aged along with the reality. So yeah,
it'll be a little odd.
Yeah, this one takes
but
place
I think I'm okay
right
with
after
that.
the first. It looks so. Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I loved the first movie.
I think that's going to be a lot of people's number one this summer, especially if you don't include Infinity War in it. People are pumped for Incredibles. Like my high school kids are really excited for Incredibles. I've heard
all your
talking
little kids
about
are excited for Incredibles
because they're like, they're not going to get it. We grew up with it, so we're going to get it.
I would say this movie is for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to go when there aren't lots of little kids around.
Little snotless little brats ruining it. That's not funny. This is a serious moment.
Oh,
First
stop.
movie we take Harper to is like a 2-month-old sitting right beside Kate.
I squealed when I saw the eye that split, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait!" So I'm sorry, I'm excited.
That's fine. You should be excited. It's your number one. All right, my number one is. Any guesses?
Oh man.
I guessed hers is Deadpool, and I guessed it
you were
completely
wrong.
Yeah, that was way off. Man, I don't know. You've already put. It's not Ocean's 8, is it?
No, it's Sicario 2.
Oh,
see, I knew that.
Sicario 2,
yeah.
Day of the Soldado. All right, I'm really excited for this movie.
There's 2 sequels coming out this year, that and Equalizer 2, that I haven't seen the original. So I have not.
God,
and I know Sicario is supposed to be so good. I should have known.
You hadn't watched Arrival yet.
No.
Or I would let you borrow
you
Sicario.
really didn't?
Sicario is on what you call it. I haven't. No.
Okay, it is. So the first one's directed by Denis Villeneuve, but it's written by Taylor Sheridan, who's a really good screenwriter. He is writing this. He's not directing it, okay? It's directed by Stefano Sollima, who I'm not familiar with any of his work at all. I'm looking up his filmography
Just
here.
Skyscraper.
No, he didn't. But now, of all the Josh Brolin stuff coming out this summer, Infinity War, which I know is not summer, whatever, and Deadpool playing Cable, I think this is the role I'm most excited to see him to return to, because he was freaking intense in the first one. Benicio del Toro, oh my God, dude. He is phenomenal in the first Sicario. Look, I haven't even really looked at the premise. It's about the CIA and the drug cartels.
Sure.
I don't want to know any more about it than that. I watched the first trailer, nothing else. I'm going to have to find time to go see this one. I know it's not one that everybody's like thrilled about, but I think kind of cinephiles and movie fans are really looking forward to this one.
I said before this, I said to Kate that if I had seen the first one, I feel like I'd be really hyped for this one, because the first one's supposed to be so good. I just haven't gotten around to seeing it. So
has Emily Blunt in it.
Yeah, it does.
You need. My hope is, since this is coming out, you'll watch the first one.
It's like on
You
like Amazon Prime or something like that. And I keep looking at it. I'm like, oh, I should watch that, but I don't have time to sit down. It's one of those movies you want to sit down and watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I don't have time right now to do that. So maybe I'll do it tomorrow or tonight or whatever. And then it just never happens. So
I watched it last year, last summer. The final scene, like Benicio del Toro, is one of the most like intense scenes in modern cinema that I can remember. It is like freaking, and when you see it, you'll know it.
Okay.
But yes, that's my number one, Sicario 2. What's your number one, Andrew Stokes?
My number one most anticipated movie of summer 2018, Brad, is what?
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
And I didn't know that. I just
friggin' dinosaurs.
Friggin' dinosaurs.
It has to be on my list somewhere. And of course, yeah, number one. I'm excited for Deadpool 2 as well. And number 1 and 2 kind of went back and forth for me. But man, it's Chris Pratt. Yeah, I like all the Jurassic Park films, even the quote unquote bad ones. Like I just love them all. And Jurassic World I thought was fantastic. I mean, I don't know, and Jeff Goldblum's coming back.
Yeah.
He gets to say life finds a way. Yes, and it just has all those things. It looks like it's going to be different though. It's not. Jurassic World felt like an alternate reality, Jurassic Park almost. You know what I mean? And so this looks like it's going to be a new thing though. They've done the soft reboot, and now they're going to go in this other direction. I'm just all around excited for this movie, man. I watched the trailer and it just looks so good. And I didn't even know what all the crap you're talking about the, going to the mainland with the dinosaurs. That sounds great. I mean, I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, a good number one. Okay, now, do we want to recap our 10 through 1? Do you have your list?
Sure.
All right, let's go back around. So 10 through 1, Kate.
Okay, so The Spy Who Dumped Me, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Tag, Ocean's 8, Under the Silver Lake, Ant-Man and Wasp, Jurassic World, Christopher Robin, Breaking In, and Incredibles 2.
All right, so here's mine 10 through 1. Meg, The First Purge, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Solo, Action Point now, Christopher Robin, Skyscraper, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Mission Impossible Fallout, and number 1 was Sicario 2.
And for me, number 10 was Tag. Number 9, Bad Samaritan. Number 8, Solo, a Star Wars movie. Number 7, Mission Impossible Fallout. Number 6, The Incredibles 2. Number 5, Ocean's 8. Number 4, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 3, Disney's Christopher Robin. Number 2, Deadpool 2. And number 1, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Okay.
All right.
Closing question. Do we think this is going to be a down summer movie season? Because last summer was terrible at the box office. It was real top heavy.
Yeah.
But nothing really made money outside the big movies.
But the big movies made a lot of money, though. That was the thing. Like, I mean, everybody went and saw. I mean, just throughout the whole year, everybody went and saw like Wonder Woman and Beauty and the Beast and that kind of stuff. Like, it was pretty big. I'm just saying they're big movies.
Yeah, but you just mentioned too that I didn't see till well after they came out.
Sure, that's fine.
But
compared to
you're in the minority there for sure.
Compared to previous summers, I think it's going to be down at the box office. I think the big movies like last year.
I think the summer overall, yeah, like because there's so much big stuff coming out outside of this window too. Like in Infinity Wars beforehand, we already had Black Panther. Rampage, yeah, it was a rock action film.
Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place looks good. Yeah. I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to throw some honorable mentions out there, even though most of them I think have been mentioned. Action Point was one. The First Purge. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Think it looks really funny. Skyscraper. It is a rock action film, so I'm throwing a shout out. It will probably be fun. I mean, we had fun just talking about the premise.
It was so fun.
We had fun talking about the poster. So you know what I mean.
I had talked on a podcast for a while.
And then the Spy Who Dumped Me also was.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be pretty funny. It looks like it'd be funnier than I think the trailer made it seem, or it could be worse. Who knows? But
I would throw out The Life of the Party.
Life of Party 2, with Melissa McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks kind of funny.
My honorable mention, Deadpool 2. No, there was.
That's crazy. I can't believe that didn't make your list.
It barely missed
Deadpool
it.
or Solo. Neither of them made my list.
I believe that for you. I can't believe Deadpool 2 didn't make his.
All right, there is one honorable mention. I couldn't find a trailer for it. Hold on, I'm trying to find.
It's not worth it.
The name of the movie is 8th Grade. It was one of these that won a bunch at the Sundance Film Festival, a bunch of awards and stuff like that. So it is filmed by Bo Burnham. It is about just a kid goes through 8th grade, just kind of like a little coming of
The
age.
Boy
Sounds
too.
awful.
Or Boyhood too.
Yeah, kind of like Boyhood's what it sounds like.
Have you seen the trailer for The Darkest Minds? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
No.
It looks like a young adult X-Men movie. Doesn't necessarily look good. Didn't make my list, but I'm just surprised you hadn't seen anything on it.
Yeah, because that trailer's in theaters now. They're showing it.
But I'm excited to see. I'm sure this will be one I'll have to watch like on demand. So 8th grade for me was. So any other honorable mentions?
Dog Days was one of those for me. I couldn't find a trailer about it, but it's presumably just about. It's a string of stories, is what it looked like to me, and everything that ties it together is the people's dogs.
You mean Show Dogs, right?
No, I do not.
Will
I mean Dog
Arnett
Days.
and Ludacris and Show Dogs? No.
Yes.
I think it's Ludacris that plays the talking
It's
dog.
from the makers of what Hollywood Chihuahua or something. What's that called?
Yeah, from like the producers of
Yeah.
or something like that.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua. That's it.
Yeah,
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
I got one. Mile 22, directed by Peter Berg. Battleship. And Mark Wahlberg's in this.
Oh,
John
wow, they hate
Malkovich
that
is in
movie.
it.
Ronda Rousey's in it.
Yeah, an elite American intelligence officer tries to secretly move a police officer with sensitive information out of a foreign nation.
This is one that if there was a trailer,
July 20th.
I love the Mark Wahlberg action films, so I do like Peter Berg just fine. I'm interested to see. I've only seen Ronda Rousey in like one movie. She was not the best.
Entourage.
In that movie.
I saw her.
Oh no, that's okay. Fair. I've seen her in 2 movies then. Entourage and then The Expendables 3 or something like that. So I have hopes for her.
She's really trying to outdo John Cena.
She's trying to do some stuff. She's trying to outdo what I mean. She's trying to do her own thing. To
You
be fair.
directed Hancock.
She's trying to be.
Sure.
I mean, not many people have taken that path that she's taken. You know what I mean? Not many people, I think, have gone from MMA.
Yeah.
to being a
Okay.
big
No,
star.
that's fair.
That's true.
Okay.
But she's doing that in between bit doing.
Well, she's doing
Doing
pro wrestling
yeah.
now. She's having her first match at WrestleMania this weekend. At the time of this recording, by the time this comes out, it'll have been weeks ago. But but I mean, I liked Ronda Rousey, the fighter. I have hopes for her, but her acting so far from what
Will
I've
get
seen.
better as she does it more. Just
I hope
like
so.
The Rock.
Well, and especially I hope being in pro wrestling will help as well, because she's a little awkward on the mic right now, and they're pairing her up with Kurt Angle and stuff. So, but I'm hoping maybe this kind of like, I've seen wrestlers, come out, at least new fresh wrestlers, and be pretty awkward and get better, and I'm hoping she's going to be one of them.
Do we think we see most of the movies on our list?
I feel like there's one on mine that's probably not going to come here.
Like Bad Samaritan? Yeah,
I'm just talking about like if you can, you go to the theater. You see most
for the
of them.
most part, without looking at release dates. I mean, I'm going to see Jurassic World. I'm going to see Deadpool.
I really doubt Under the Silver Lake is going to come here.
Right,
Yeah,
like Bad
yeah.
Samaritan, and if like Tag is one. If I'd like to see Tag, but if I have to wait till DVD,
I'd say my
I'd
top.
skip it.
I
only watch
will
Blu-ray.
100% go see Teen Titans Go to the Movies if it comes to our theater.
I'm game. Yeah, I'll go see it.
My top 8, I'm gonna make an effort to see.
Okay.
I would say, for sure.
I just chairman off 2 movies there.
Yeah, yeah. The first
So
Purge
long.
and Meg may have to wait, and Deadpool 2. I'm not excited about it. I mean, I'm just
It's
not.
crazy.
Uh,
You're insane.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a giveaway right here. I have a Deadpool shirt. If you just tweet me, #Deadpool, then I will send you the shirt.
And if
okay?
Timothy claims it, then I'll get the T-shirt, right?
Timothy, it is a
I'll take a
man's.
t-shirt.
It's a
You want a Deadpool
man's.
T-shirt?
Yeah,
Man's
I don't care what
large.
size.
List.
Don't even care what
And
size.
Timothy, you are eligible. Okay, so
I believe in you, Timothy.
yeah, we all believe in you. Thank you for being our listener.
But if you tweet before this is released, I will call shenanigans.
something's up there, something's up.
What's happening?
All right, that's gonna wrap up this bonus edition. Kate, where can people find more of you on the internet?
They still can't.
They still can't. They still can't. All right.
At just Kate, Zoe
At
said.
just Kate. That would be a good Twitter name. Just Kate.
Nah,
All right.
it'd be McKate Face.
What about you, Andrew Stokes?
You can follow me on Twitter at AKA Andrew Stokes, where I can't remember the last time I even retweeted anything.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but feel free to do the thing.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
All right. You can find this podcast on iTunes, Podbean, YouTube. You can find it on Stitcher now. We just got on the Stitcher app, which I know a lot of
Nice.
people on Android use that.
When are we getting on Spotify?
I'm looking into it.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we're not
Very
on there
nice.
yet. It's a little bit of a
Nice.
process. And Google Play is, I've tried to get us on there, but it's kind of giving me some
Yeah,
problems.
let's get on some Amazon. We'll become an Amazon Prime
Yeah.
thing.
So definitely
about all
check
their
us out on
shows.
all of those. Geeks Worldwide. Check us out. TheGWW.com, The Epic Review, THEpicReview.com. gmail.com. And once again, from the Hollywood foothills of North Carolina, we are out.
That's all I have to say about that.
This has been a production of the GWW Radio Network. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also, check out Geeks Worldwide at thegww.com for all the latest news, reviews, and opinions on video games, comics, movies, TV, cosplay, and more. Geeks, assemble!